Hey everybody, it's hump day. Middle of the week, we're almost there, guys. The weekend is coming right around the corner, everybody. Finally, we got some answers. Finally, it's about time. Such a sad case, such a sad situation. We're going to talk about it. Give you guys the info that I'm sure you've been waiting for. Good to be here with you guys. As always, good to have you here. Welcome. Good to see everybody. How is everybody today? Good to be here. Yeah, they will figure it out. I think we did figure it out, guys. Easy day. I canceled one of the videos and restarted it, so that might have been what you guys were seeing. I'm sorry about that. It got all messed up, so my apologies. I'm here. Where is there another one still running? That could be why my computer's running weird. Um, this is the only one I've put up, though. I don't think. Let me see. Oh, everybody over there. Good God. What did I do? I thought this one was canceled. Oh, how did I even do that? This is ridiculous. I never went live with it or anything. Yeah, this isn't even supposed to be live. I don't know how that even happened. It says waiting. That shit was canceled. I'm so sorry. Poor squirrel. Yeah, I don't understand why it still says that, too. I don't know how to even deal with that. I started to do one, and something got messed up in it, so I canceled it out. By the way, hello everybody. Um, did you guys did I see there she is? I'm so sorry, squirrel. Um, yeah, I don't know what happened. That was when I started earlier, and I canceled it because everything was messed up with it. I was having computer problems, so I'm sorry, ladies. So sorry about that. We're here though. I don't know how the hell to cancel that one out though because I already canceled it once and it's still going. And it says upcoming or waiting. Yeah, I see it now on my phone. Hold on one second, guys. I'll fix it one way or another. We're here though. Good morning or whatever time it is for you, Miss Lisa. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, there it is. I see it. Damn. No, I don't want that to be there. I canceled it. Why did it just does its own thing? Okay. I think I almost got it, guys. One second. Okay. Yeah, I got 16 in here, so everybody should be over here. One moment, ladies and gents. I'm sorry. One second. Are you interested in coming up on the panel, Miss Lisa? Yes, maybe, no. It's up to you. God, I'm so tired of having technical issues. One second, everybody. By the way, welcome, Squirrel. Crimes Under Investigation, Miss Kelly, Mama Bear. Again, sorry for the confusion, ladies. Miss Veronica Lakin. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing its own thing. I canceled it, closed it down, started this new one, and it's still doing its thing. So I have to go fix that. But where are we at here? All right, yeah, there we go. Mama Bear, Kelly. Come on in, everybody. Have a seat. Bring your coffee. Yeah, my apologies, Squirrel and Mama. I didn't mean to leave you guys over there like that. I'm so sorry that that happened. I don't understand how that happened, but I'm learning as we go. Technological difficulties. Welcome. Good golly, Miss Molly. Good to see you. Well, the other one says upcoming. This is the one that's actually live. So from here on out, everybody should only see this one because it's live. The other one still says upcoming. It's stupid till I can cancel it out. Either way, might need Ricky. Good to see you. Might need something stronger than coffee for this. A little bit. Yeah. I always like that name, Ricky Lake. Remember, on a lady, I think it's pretty Ricky. Just going to make coffee. Coffee. Yes, ma'am. Take your time. No worries. Let's see if I can get everybody up on in here. We'll do our thing. All right, computer, do your thing. Let me shut that one out. Cancel it. Okay. Rika. Yeah, I see it. That's cute. I like that. It works. It works for you, Ricky. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, I see it now. Nope. You're dead. Sorry. Not going to happen. Not gonna happen. Delete forever. Oh, nobody's in there. It should be gone. Colon. How is it limited already? You gotta be kidding me. Alright, it's gone, everybody. We're safe. We're safe. How is it limited? I didn't even start yet. Swear. Irritating me. It's quite irritating. Quite irritating. Okay. Whatever. So today we are talking about. You guys remember the little boy that was found in the suitcase quite a while back, about 6, 7 months ago, I think it was. Did we remember that? Good to see Eugene Palamas again, Ricky, Miss Lisa, Veronica Lakin. I hope I said that correctly. Daisy Dead, Mama Bear, Squirrel Sandwich. I got all my ladies in here. We're all in the same room now. That's good. Let's see. Miss Molly, Ricky, everybody's coming in slowly. No worries. Okay. All right. For those of you that are in, and again, Gene Palamas, coffee. April, yeah. So it's about 7 months. That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what we're talking about today. Um, we got some info. We got a press conference. Yeah, he is. He was adorable, and I'm sick again. Another parent that didn't deserve a child. This woman's just as bad as. What time is it there? And where is that? It is 11:25, and I am in Ohio, Miss Kelly. Ohio. 11:25 a.m. Sorry. We're gonna watch the press conference, and I'm gonna give you some info. You guys deserve it. And we're gonna hang out, and we're gonna talk, and it's gonna be cool. And whatever else happens, happens. It's only 9:25 there. I'm sorry, Veronica. I'm sorry for anybody that lives here and has lived here. It's such a boring state. Nothing exciting. Take your time, Mama Bear. It really is sad, Squirrel. I don't understand these parents, these families, these people. And somebody was talking to me about um, my mother actually because she was in here yesterday. I was talking to her, and then I was talking to my wife, and I was talking to my wife about the same things. I'm like, I don't understand these mothers, these people that do these things to these children that they have, and I don't understand how. Well, that's a good memory to have, Veronica. Whereabouts in Ohio did you live, ma'am? I don't understand how. I don't know. Maybe I'm just made wrong or different. I guess you could say. I'm sculpted differently, and my mind does not understand how these things come together and how they happen. I can't envision Springfield. Oh, I'm not far from there at all. Like literally, kind of 40 minutes. Yeah, it's 40 minutes from here. It's not really a crap town. It's just a very small, um, empty town, as most towns are in Ohio now. Because since we've lost our steel industry, everybody took off, and we're pretty much a ghost state now. There's nothing left here of any interest for anybody. Gotcha, gotcha. I think Springfield is actually there's a lot of farmland. It's very pretty out there, but there's nothing there, like nothing. Um, Cobra Commander from GI Joe. That's where he was from. That's the biggest thing that Springfield has from a cartoon. So that'll tell you right there. You came from Florida to here, so that was a big letdown for you, obviously. That would have been one hell of a disappointment, I promise you. Did you guys live on a farm by chance? Because there's lots of that around Springfield. Actually, we played my football that I played for Warren G. Harding when I was in high school. Was in Warren, Ohio, which is where I was from. We played against New Springfield, um, their football team, which was I think 8 people. Springfield is pretty small. You didn't live on a farm, okay? I know there's a lot of it around there, a whole lot. A lot of farmland and flatlands, and but like a if you like to live in rural areas, it's a nice area to live in. There's just nothing around there. See where I live at now. I live in a small town away from. It's in a smaller town outside. I'm in a township outside of a small town, if that makes sense. So I'm in a very rural area. Skeletor, yes, from He-Man. See, I'm in the boonies where I'm at now too. Maine. I've always wanted to go to Maine. I'm a big fan of Stephen King, his writings, and a lot of his stories take place in Maine and New England and Massachusetts and stuff like that up that way. I've always wanted to go up there. Castle Rock, to be precise. I only have one neighbor now and plenty of wild. Oh yeah, yeah, we have a lot of wildlife out here too. A lot, a whole lot actually, more than I'm kind of comfortable with at this point. It's actually almost too quiet, Ricky. I'm used to. I grew up living and working in a big city as a firefighter in a big city. You know, constantly busy, running ambulances, sirens all the time. Stores are every which way you go. Fake town. Yeah, 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 yeah. Absolutely, it's fake. I mean, there is a Castle Rock, I was told, but it's not like what it is depicted in the stories. From my understanding, I may be wrong. You live up that way, you would know better than I would. But Cobra Commander, you don't like Cobra Commander Squirrel? Come on, I love Cobra Commander. I'm a big GI Joe fan, huge GI Joe fan. I still collect the toys, to be honest with you. I'm a huge toy collector and a toy customizer and crafter. I make action figures and I paint the little. I make 6-inch action figures and the smaller ones, and then I paint the little. I was a nerd for a while, guys. Um, the Dungeons and Dragons game, if any of you remember that, I paint the little miniatures, the dragons, and all the little wizards and fairies and all that stuff. I painted. I'm a very good painter. All right, Miss Lisa. She's telling me. Look, she's bossing me around, guys. She's like linking me up. She's taking over my channel. What do you think, guys? Should I be scared? I'm just kidding. Lisa loves me. I know that. No worries. I'm gonna get yelled at when she comes, or either that or the finger when she comes up here, though. I bet you that much. Yeah, that's my other love, is toys and things like that. I even still play card games I have adult kids that play the card game Magic and Dungeons and Dragons and stuff still. I still get in and play it. I'm a big kid at heart. Here you go, Miss Lisa. Yes, she does. See, I told you. I know she loves me. The link is right above Veronica. There you go. That's good memories, Veronica. It's not bad, but it's just so when you're here and you've been here forever, it's just boring. Boring. We have some things to do around here, but not not a lot. So, and I moved. I moved down to New Smyrna Beach, Florida, right off of Daytona Beach. I loved it, but here I am back in Ohio. Once you're from here, I swear to God, everybody I know that has lived here, with the exception of one guy who was my class president. He became a neurosurgeon in Los Angeles, and he has not come back. He doesn't even come back to visit, probably because he knows if he does, he'll probably end up stuck here. Um, oh, gotcha. All right, did you get the link, Miss Lisa? Everybody's jumping in. I mean, we have beautiful falls. I love fall here in Ohio. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Oh, is that how that works, Molly? I wish somebody would have told me that. Yeah, I lived in New Smyrna Beach, which is I could ride a bike from there to Daytona. It was in an island right off of Daytona, um, and I lived right on the beach. Literally, I could walk out my front door, walk across the road, and I was standing in sand, and 10 feet from the water. I loved it. It was beautiful. Um, it was refreshing every day. There was always sun. It was so funny too because when I came back here, I got off the plane in Ohio and Cleveland, of course, and looked around, and it was so like dull. Good morning, moonlight. Good to see you. It was so dull and just so blah and bland because I was so used to the brightness of the sun on a daily basis, and everything down in Florida was so colorful and like exciting and moving and this and that. In Ohio, it's just kind of like in slow motion. Everything in Ohio is in slow motion compared to everywhere else in the world, it seems like. But I'm here. I love it. I mean, I do love Ohio, and every time I'm out of it, I miss it. We go down to Alabama, and I love Alabama too, where my wife's family's from. It's beautiful down there, but I can't wait to come home. I don't understand it. I bitch about it all the time, but here, I went to L.A. Me and a band I played in. There was five of us total. We took a van and we drove to L.A. one time way back in '92. I think it was. Good morning, good day, good evening, whatever it is for you.
It is morning. It is 2:30 in the morning to be precise.
Good Lord, we're completely out of stretch with that. Jeez, so weird. See, we're in Australia. Like my friend David James, who lives there.
Mm-hmm.
He's exactly 12 hours off from me. It's 11:36 p.m. where he's at, and then you're a few hours ahead of him. So
But where in Australia does he live?
I want to say he lives. Damn it, he's told me before. Some Western Australia, if that makes
Yes,
sense.
Perth. Yeah.
Perth, that's where
I
he's
was
from.
going to
Perth.
say,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's from
I was
Perth.
going to
Thank you.
say Western Australia.
Yep, he's from Perth. Thank you for that.
You're very welcome.
But yeah, so he's exactly 12 hours off from me. So I know when I talk to him, I'll know exactly what time it is, where it is, and whatnot. So,
Well,
and you're,
I've put Doug's time on my computer.
oh yeah, Doug's 3 hours behind me, so that makes
Yeah,
sense. Gotcha.
his is, I'm not going to tell you, it is 8:40 a.m. there.
Yes,
And it's funny because the clock actually says 8:40 yesterday.
Tuesday, right?
Yeah,
Right, because we're behind you guys. It's so weird. I mean, I get it
it
because you're
is.
on the other side of the world, basically. But
It is,
welcome back.
but strangely enough, sometimes I go by his time,
Mm-hmm.
not my time, or
Mm-hmm.
your days, not my days.
No, your sleep, right? Your sleep pattern's got to be all screwed up because of that. I swear. It explains why
Oh,
you don't sleep very much.
I never have slept very much.
All right.
Never been a great sleeper.
I understand that. Welcome, Miss Heather. Good to see you. Come on in, guys. Have a seat.
Hello,
Today we.
Heather.
My poor one, I was getting done with.
Sorry. Hello,
No, you're
everyone.
fine. I can read
Beautiful
it.
people.
I got you, Veronica. It's a new Christmas story, Randy. I love it. Yeah, that's one thing I would miss, I think. Again, I've told everybody I like snow only for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And after that, it can go away. It's a little rhyme I put together. Because besides
That's lovely.
it's so like here's my thing, guy. I'm kind of a Norman Rockwell geek romantic in a sense. I love the whole look of Christmas Eve with it snowing and the fireplace is going and we're drinking coffee or hot cocoa, whatever the hell you want to have, and it's Christmas Eve and you have the magic of Christmas floating around in the air and all that, and the snow is coming down with the big snowflakes, all that bullshit. Okay, that's my sensitive side, and that's what I love about Christmas. When it does that, my whole family's together. It's just like the best feeling in the world to me. I absolutely love it.
Hmm.
Now, what typically happens, because it's nothing ever goes my way, is typically Christmas Eve. It's about 60 or 70 degrees outside, and people are hanging out outside drinking beer or whatever the hell they have going on because it's Christmas Eve, and kids are
Hmm.
outside playing and this and that. And it's like, wait a minute. It's winter time. It's Christmas time. It's not supposed to look like this. So it just ruins the whole thing. And plus, I have a whole thing that I have to do. I have to watch. I make coffee, of course, or cocoa for the kids or the teenagers or whatever, and we make homemade hot cocoa. That's why it's such a big deal. But no, I'm not on estrogen, Mike. You know what? You're lucky there's ladies in here. I'd have said something. Anyway, asshat. What was I gonna say now? Damn it! Oh, so I got this whole thing that I do. It's like oh, I've done it every year for years. Thank you, Miss Heather. Yes, guys, please sub the least engagement. Show her the support that she deserves. I have to watch my
Oh,
favorite
thank you
Christmas
so
movie
much,
of all
Heather.
time. Yes, this. Thank you, Miss Heather. My favorite Christmas movie of all time is "It's a Wonderful Life." Not the screwed up colorized version, but Jimmy Stewart and all that black and white, all that fun stuff. I
Yep,
love it.
yep.
And I watch that, praying that it's snowing outside because I love the way that the downtown looks in the movie, which I know is fake, but when he's running through downtown screaming Merry Christmas to everything and everybody, Jimmy Stewart is, and it's coming down with the big snowflakes. That's my whole ideal thing for Christmas Eve. But anyway, that's my whole weird.
That's rather lovely, actually.
Yes, I think I must be on estrogen pills. Huh, Mike? At that again. Anyway, I'm like I said, I'm a Norman Rockwell romantic in a lot of senses. I'm very sensitive to things like that, and I just like family feeling and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, and yes, homemade hot cocoa is absolutely the best for the way my wife makes it. I love it.
Now, do you know what I find strange? Is that
Besides me,
you're into ghost hunting. Oh, no,
yeah,
because I'm strange too. Yes, me too. There's an extension on that, but I'm not going to say it because
there's a
most
what?
people don't believe in it. I have a whole thing about that, about spirits and whatnot, because I can see and hear spirits and have done since I was 4, 5.
I don't. That's weird. I used to until I met my wife.
Well, my
So
mother took me to a psychiatrist because they were convinced that I had something wrong with me at the age of 12. And I ended up, the psychiatrist was going through all this stuff and showed me ink blobs and asked me what I saw in them. And I said, ink on paper. And she goes, no, seriously, what do you see in this ink blob? And I said, still ink on paper. And she goes, no, like this. I can see a butterfly. And I said, well, you need a psychiatrist. And I got up and walked out. So, but yes,
I love it.
and
Yeah, I love it.
the sad thing was when I was older and got to know my mum as an adult and we become very close, and believe me, I idolized my mum. She then informed me that she seen spirits too when she was younger, but she blocked it off. She didn't want to
Yep.
deal with it because everybody thought there was something wrong with you back then.
Of course. Of course. People do now today, and I just find that disgusting, but it is what it is.
Yep, that's it.
My son is 16 years old. And since he was about the age of 10, he comes to me and tells me, I talked to Aunt Angie last night. Aunt Angie's dead. I talked to Grandma. Grandma's dead. And at first I got nervous. And I'm thinking, okay, you're having dreams. It's whatever. You're dreaming about this, and that's good. I'm glad. It's not dreams. He argues with me to this day, Dad, they're not dreams. And I said, what are you talking about? He goes, I've had conversations with Aunt Nancy and Grandma Lou and Aunt Angie. Aunt Angie's my best friend that passed away 2 Aprils ago, okay, from cancer. And he's had conversations with her, he said, and she's told him the same things that she used to talk to him about when she was alive. She was kind of a hardcore lady. She would tell it how it was and didn't put up with any bullshit. Full blown Greek lady that just didn't put any bullshit down. So that's who my plant back there. I think I've told you guys. If you can see that snake plant up there, I have bad lighting.
Yep.
Sorry. Anyway, that's Angie. That plant was hers. and it had one little snake thing sticking out of it about that big. When she passed, she loved plants, and she had just planted that one, and she loved that one. So I took it from her house when she passed away, and I've thrown it into that, and I called it Angie, and I think it has a piece of her in it,
Mm-hmm.
which keeps. That's why I keep it over here by me because it keeps her close to me. She was my best friend for 41 years, basically my sister, my wife's best friend. She was an amazing person, and I miss her to death. So that kind of helps a little bit having that over there. But anyway, she took like she didn't have any children of her own. She was never married.
Mm.
But my children were her children, basically. You know what I mean? That kind of
Yep.
scenario. Like she was here with us for every holiday. She spent her whole life with us, basically, and she was okay with that. We were always so sad for her because she had one. I should say this. She had one person. She was her true love when we were 19 years old. This was forever her true love, and she watched him shoot himself in front of her, unfortunately, and
Oh
it
God.
it destroyed her. And never did she want to have another relationship again after that. Thank you, Ms. Heather. So I understood that. That's why I never pushed her to get into a relationship after that. I always wanted her to be in one, to be happy, have her own family, but she said she didn't need one because she had us. Okay. And I still think she does have us, and I still think she's around.
Of course
I
she is.
feel her. I feel her all the time. It's weird. And Caden, like I said, my son Caden, he talks to her. He said he has. Not as much as he used to, but, you know, I think in the beginning after she passed, he says that I asked him, and he's not in touch with the things we would be in touch with as far as deep rooted stuff, right? And
Yep.
I said, well, what did he say to you? Or what did Aunt Angie say to you, Caden, if you had a conversation with her? Because I was kind of in disbelief a little bit. And she said,
Mm-hmm.
well, she was like, she told me I better behave and I bet to be good for you and mom. I said, well, that's what she's always said to you. He goes, yeah. And then she said, what the hell? Hold on a minute. How the hell did that just happen?
Leaving it alone.
Oh my god, that's weird. My phone just turned on, you guys. Anyway, wow. Okay, how you
That's
doing,
telling you
Ange?
something.
Yeah, how you doing, Ange? Anyway, she said that she's okay to not worry about her and don't be sad and all these kinds of things. And I was like, well, there you go.
Mhm.
That really was weird. I'm sorry. That had to have been her.
Yep. My
Oh my,
sister does that to my phone.
good lord.
She'll turn my
Okay.
phone on at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's happened to me multiple times like that. Not like that though. Wow,
And it's
that was
funny because my sister's name was Angela.
really
Yes.
very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like we kind of got a little bit in common there, huh?
Yes.
Somebody brought us
Sure
together
do.
for whatever reason.
Yes, I believe that.
I do too. Thank you, Miss Heather.
So,
Well,
what are we discussing today?
yeah, today we are discussing. Do you remember about back in April the little boy that was found in the suitcase?
Yes.
They did a press conference today, and they have identified him, his mother, and somebody else, and we have a name for him, you guys.
Oh,
We have a name.
wow.
Yes, we have a name for him. Thank the Lord. I thought that was a blessing. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Miss Heather. Thank you so much. That really helps right now. It's a lot of Angelas. Yes.
Yeah,
All right.
I see
So
that.
we're gonna watch the press conference, get that info, and then talk about and go over a little bit more stuff in regards to it. I'm just happy to be able to call him by his name. By the way, just so you guys know, I'll give that to you before you watch the press conference. His name is Cairo Amar Jordan. He would have
Oh,
been
wow.
6 years old this past Monday.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so his name is Cairo, and it's spelled just like Cairo, Cairo. Very, very beautiful name.
Mm,
Cairo Amar
wow.
Georgia. Yes, he's from Atlanta, Georgia, same place his mother's from. So I'm very, very angry again. Another parent that just disregards their children as they're nothing but garbage, and it makes me sick to my stomach.
I don't. It
Yes,
makes me so angry.
it does. It does. Thank. Yeah, that's absolutely right, Moonlight. What a blessing! It is a blessing to have that information now. Um, as we all know, the state of Indiana buried him, gave him a plaque, and they had a whole service for him, which was amazing. And now they have a name to put with that, and the family's been contacted. I'll let you guys see all that in the press conference. It's CI. I'm sorry, Veronica. It is CAIRO. Yes, yes, they did arrest, as you'll see in the press conference. They arrested the second person involved, and they're still looking for the mother, who's at large.
Oh,
So
wow.
let me.
No excuse. No
There's never
excuse.
gonna be an excuse, Lisa. There's never gonna be an excuse for any of this monstrous bullshit. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Um,
No, not in a million years.
mm-mm.
And to put him in a suitcase and just, oh, dear
that
God.
that shows the disregard for anything. To do that is just I. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the press conference and get that rolling for you guys here in a second. Here, I'm doing it right now. Actually, that way we can get through that. Then we'll talk about it a little bit, take some calls possibly, and yes, Pookie, like the capital of Egypt, Cairo. That's a really cool name. I really think that's
It
cool.
is.
What's up, Pookie? Good to see you, brother. All right, are we gonna? My computer's being stupid again. Let's play anytime now. We'll give it time to load up, and we will play it. Yes,
Okay.
Moonlight. We all agree with that one. We do.
Well,
Moonlight says my heart hurts for all the children.
yep. There's no need to kill them. There's no need to hurt them. There's no need to harm them.
Again, they don't
Walk
understand.
away.
Yes,
No,
they do not understand.
no idea.
All right, here we go. I don't know why this is doing this. Okay, let me load this up for you guys. I pray the volume is okay. I found out that part of the reasoning behind the volume issues we have and the audio problems we have watching some of these videos.
Mm,
Yeah, I know, Mama Bear. That was pretty hard for me to watch too. Is due to this stupid program that I use, this StreamYard. It I notice when I take things out of StreamYard, it gets louder. So
no, okay.
that makes sense to me
Because
now.
I was going to swap over to StreamYards.
Well,
Seems
there
it's so much easier to use.
it is. It is. That's you got to take one with the other. One good thing to three bad things. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
and that's one of the most important things. Is StreamYards is very easy to use. David James, my friend, I was just talking about you. Good to see you, sir. How are you?
No anatomical cause of death listed.
All right, now here we go. Make sure you guys can hear it that way, and if you can't, yes, 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 yes. Right, Pookie. That's what I'm talking about. Those things don't make any sense to me at all because the baby was crying while he was changing his diaper. I mean, it's disgusting.
Oh,
I
for
get it.
God's sakes.
I don't get it. I don't get it. All right, guys. All right, let's pray that we can hear this.
Okay.
And no significant or traumatic injuries.
And the child appeared to be of normal growth and development. So
Once
Can you hear it okay?
again, it's a very odd.
I can hear it.
Case. Once again, it's kind of not the answers that we're hoping. Obviously, when you're waiting for an autopsy report, you're hoping that you'll get a definitive answer, something that we can really work with. But the official result again is listed as electrolyte imbalance. I can read the official listed opinion verbatim just so you have it. It says death in this male child of unknown age is attributed to electrolyte imbalance. This is most likely excuse me, this is most likely secondary.
What happened?
There. People are saying they can't hear it, so I'm gonna fix it. Hold on 1 second. I know what to do with it now. Hopefully, this is better.
Okey-dokies.
1 second, everybody. Alright, let's try it this way and see what happens here. Make sure that's turned up. Alright, tell me if this is better, guys.
Secondary to a viral gastroenteritis, blood tests
That's better.
negative.
Alright,
There
here we
are
go.
no significant
I will be
injuries.
right back. I'm going to fill my drink.
So that's what our investigators received. And
Ouch.
Okay.
Again, this case is ongoing. There's still a lot of work to go to be done, and they're looking into lots of different avenues. So even though it's not what most people might expect to hear on the results, our investigators are actively working very hard. A lot of things that they're doing, a lot of more advanced technologies that they're utilizing. So, having said that, we do want to remind the public that if you know of a black child that fits this description that's missing, give us that call. Our investigators need that information. We want to emphasize that of the documented children that are missing on the missing children's list across the country, those have been looked into. We're working with the Missing Children's Clearinghouse, with other agencies. If they have a child that they think could be a possibility, those have all been looked into. At this point, there's no match on any child that's listed as missing. So we want people to know that. We're not saying that there could not be a possibility, but at this time, there has been no match. And we're working hand in hand with all the other authorities that deal with that. We receive a lot of calls on the suitcase itself. Obviously, it's very distinctive. We're hoping that will get some information. We want somebody with firsthand knowledge of seeing that suitcase in a situation that could possibly be connected with this case. We receive calls all the time about where the suitcase is sold, who manufactures it, the different outlets that sell it. We're well aware of that information. We don't need that type of information in the suitcase. Has been well looked into by our detectives. But if somebody has firsthand knowledge of seeing that suitcase in this area, that would be different, and they would definitely like to have that information. So again, we're still waiting for that call of somebody that has firsthand knowledge of a child that fits this description that is missing, or that they don't have the correct answers for, that might be a lead in this case. Again, it's a young black male, we believe to be around the age of 5, 46 inches tall, which is just under 4 feet, approximately 40 pounds. It's a slim build, and again, he was located on April 16th in rural Washington County. So, again, that's the information we have at this time that's new as far as the autopsy report and the toxicology report. So at this time, I can attempt to answer any questions. At this point, it's going to be a death investigation. It can always change as information becomes available. Again, you would think with the autopsy, you might have something more distinctive, but there's lots of different avenues that this could be approached from. So our investigators are very open to not precluding anything, and therefore they're open to all ideas. So they're not going to say, this is only a death investigation or anything like that. They have to keep their mind open to all possibilities. But at this point, with what they have at the autopsy report is just saying that it's an electrolyte imbalance. Well, I'm not a doctor, so you'll have to contact, the possibly the coroner's office or the forensic pathologist. But basically, again, as I stated earlier, he lists electrolyte imbalance, most likely due to gastroenteritis, which is vomiting and diarrhea. I can say the child was found clean. He was clothed. He appeared to be, at least somewhat cared for. So
I'm back.
Again, not what you expect. But again, we're not talking about, there are no significant injuries, nothing on the body that the doctors could find that said this is a cause or this could have been possibly a cause. They found no significant injuries. So the main thing was listed as the electrolyte imbalance. Again, I'm not a doctor, so you may have to find an expert to tell you exactly what that means.
Oh, wait a minute. This isn't the right one, is it?
Well, as far the investigators have.
Oh, shit. Hold on, guys.
As far as if they have.
No, I thought I'd heard this one before.
Why does my...
And they have looked into the suitcase.
My apologies.
Pretty much any way you can.
That's
I
okay.
had it downloaded, and
As if they know where it was actually sold, but
it must have picked up the wrong one. I knew he looked different than what he looked like when I watched it this morning. Hold on one second. I don't know why that did that. Good God, guys. I'm having a bad day. I'm sorry.
You're all good.
I got it. This is ridiculous.
Don't stress.
Too late. I'm always stressing.
Breathe.
I thought I had everything set, ready to go, and I downloaded. I clicked on the right one, and this and that I have, and it took me to the other one for whatever damn reason. Okay, so back over here. My apologies, everyone. Good Lord, Dago. Okay.
You're all good. Joe, it's all good.
Hey, you know what's the best thing about this is that you guys are so understanding. Otherwise, this would be a disaster.
Not at all.
All right, now, where's that? Give it to me. Everybody's got it now. I thought I was going to be the first one. Guess not. That's all good. Okay, now.
JB.
Yeah. I guess I'll have to take it from here.
So we're thankful for everybody that's here.
All right, JB. Let me have it. Okay. Let's bring her over here. Once again, my apologies, everyone. Sorry about that. I just clicked on the one my... All right, here we go. I pray to God you guys can hear this one too. These are always so quiet.
We'll let you know.
Load up.
Can't hear a thing.
I can't hear him at all.
No.
Damn it, Jim. Come on. Where are we at?
The child. And,
Oh, I can hear that.
unfortunately, we can't change that. So.
Okay, you guys can hear it now?
I can hear that, yes.
Okay.
We do make progress, and so we have
Here we go.
information today regarding the case. That we're thankful that we're able to come here with that information today and keep moving forward to answer a lot of questions. and again to ask for your assistance. So I'm just going to, with me today,
Thank God. Thank you, Nana.
Sergeant Kerry Halls, the Public Information Officer for the Salisbury Post Indiana State Police. With me today is Tara Coates Hunt. She's the Chief Prosecuting or Deputy Prosecutor with the Washington County Prosecutor's Office. Again, this is a Washington County, Indiana case, and their office will be handling it, as well as the lead detective in this case, Detective Matt Busick from the Indiana State Police here in Salisbury.
Yeah, guys, turn your volume up because it's kind of quiet.
From the Washington County Sheriff's Department with us today, and we're just thankful for the support of everybody here. Just a brief overview on this case. April 16th of this year, 2022, a young child was found deceased in a very distinctive suitcase on Holder Road in southeast Washington County near Pekin, Indiana. Holder Road is a dead-end road. It's very isolated, not heavily traveled at all. And that was back on April 16th again. At that time, when we were first notified of the child being discovered, very little information was there for our units, our detectives, our officers to work with. There were no witnesses, there were no family members, there were no acquaintances that came forward with any type of information. We only had what we had there at the scene. That was it. We had worked almost instantaneously with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and any leads from that also proved unsuccessful. No matches to any child that was listed as missing. We had thousands of tips. We did have a dedicated tip line that's still open. Thousands of tips have come in over the past months. Again, this has been approximately 6 months since April 16th on that tragic morning or evening. Thousands of tips came in. Unfortunately, none of those tips were associated with this case. But we are very grateful for those tips that came in. We're grateful for the public's interest in this case.
Thank you, Ms. Heather.
Obviously, wanting justice for this young boy. Again, at the time, we advised it was a approximately 5-year-old
real quick.
black male child.
Yes, guys, I'm still posting my PayPal and Cash App for those of you. Like I said, I am monetized, and I appreciate all of the super stickers and all those things like that. I'm not going to receive any of that for well over a month or so, so that's why I'm still posting these, guys, just that way in case anybody knows. But I do appreciate this super chat, super stickers, and all that. I don't want you guys to think that I don't, but that's why I'm still posting this. So anyway, sorry about the interruption.
Who was found in that suitcase with no apparent signs of trauma. But we are thankful for all those tips that came in, and we do want the public's help, obviously, and we're thankful for their attention to this case. An autopsy was performed shortly after that, and again, there was no signs of physical trauma that we could detect. The autopsy did not detect any signs of physical trauma that was readily available or seen. The autopsy listed the cause of death as electrolyte imbalance that caused a viral gastroenteritis. Again, I'm not a doctor, so I can't explain all that, but that was the cause of death listed on the autopsy.
Just for those of you that don't know what that means, he basically had gastrointestinal flu in a sense, and probably from vomiting diarrhea, he became severely dehydrated, and his electrolytes were way out of whack, and passed away from that, unfortunately. So the mother was neglectful as well as ignorant. So very simple. It would have been a very simple fix just to take the child to the emergency room, get an IV flowing through him, rebalance his electrolytes, get him rehydrated, and give him some Pediasure or Pedialyte or Gatorade, Powerade. That would have definitely helped. Water, anything, if she was any kind of a mother. So that would have prevented his death, guys. Honestly, just letting you know. Again, sorry for the interruption. Just giving you guys a heads up that I didn't know what that was.
How sad is that?
It's disgustingly sad. I mean, it I can't even talk about it at this point because
That's so very goddamn lazy.
That's yeah. It's beyond lazy. give your child some water, take the time to go get him a Powerade or a Gatorade, take him to the flipping emergency room, for God's sakes. Let him run an IV on him, rehydrate, take care of your child, you guys. That's all this was. This woman obviously, seems to me, was too worried about her damn self and not him. There's the problem. And the fact that he was 5 years old, my granddaughter's 5 okay? She wouldn't fit in that suitcase. So that says how small he probably was. He was probably undernourished. Very small frame child. He was just a little guy. You know, it's disgusting.
It is absolutely.
What's up, Lance? Thanks for joining us. It's utterly disgusting and sickening. So again, my apologies for the interruption. I'll let you guys hear this. I just wanted to give you guys, for those of you that didn't know what it was, that's what it is.
Also, at that time, toxicology reports did not reveal anything. There was nothing in the toxicology reports that would lead us to a cause of death. From the onset, detectives and crime scene technicians and Indiana State Police laboratory personnel utilized physical evidence in hopes of discovering, determining, and locating a suspect in this case. I want to emphasize that no crime scene evidence technologies were spared in this case, in this investigation by the Indiana State Police, including those available only through federal and outside agencies. So we utilized everything we could. Anything that was a possibility was looked into, and the department was 100% behind it. Any type of funding or anything like that that was needed, there was nothing spared in this case. As a result of physical evidence and the investigation itself, our detectives were able to identify 2 suspects in this case. And detectives were also able to identify the deceased child.
May have no volume.
Yeah. Another for Dewan.
Sorry about that.
I'm not sure about the pronunciation on this. Ludi Anderson. Dewan Ludi Anderson, 37, of Atlanta, Georgia, who is the mother of the deceased child. Those felony warrants were for neglect of a dependent, resulting in death.
Dewan, if you guys didn't hear it clearly, Dewan Ludi Anderson is the mother's name. It's spelled Dejuane is the first name. The middle name is Ludie. Last name is Anderson. She's 37 years old, and again, yes, from Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. It's always Georgia. The first lady that he mentioned, her name was Dawn, Dawn, Elaine, Elaine. Last name is Coleman, Coleman. She's 40 years old. She is from Shreveport, Louisiana. These are the 2 suspects in this case. The first one, Dewan, is the mother. And again, the little boy's name is Cairo, Cairo, Amar Jordan, for those of you that just came in. He was 5 years old. He would have been 6 this past Monday. And they have the Dawn Coleman in custody. And from what I understand, they now have the mother in custody. But at this point, this morning, she wasn't, which is amazing news. So, again, sorry for the interruption. I'm just trying to keep everybody up to date.
A level 1 felony, as well as obstruction of justice, a level 6 felony. As a result of the information gathered in this investigation, Detective Matt Busick, who is the lead investigator, and Detective Chris Tucker, also from the Indiana State Post here in Salisbury, traveled to California. On October 19th, so just a few days ago, Detective Busick located and arrested Dawn Coleman with the assistance of the San Francisco PD. This investigation is ongoing and continuing as a result of information that's still being worked on in this investigation. The two also traveled to Los Angeles, the Los Angeles metro area, after arresting Don Coleman. They were unsuccessful in locating DeJuan Anderson, where they believed she could possibly be. Again, the investigation continues, and as a result of information that's gathered on Tuesday, October 25th, the Washington County Circuit Court issued an arrest warrant for murder for the mother, DeJuan Anderson. Again, units were unsuccessful in locating DeJuan Anderson in the Los Angeles metro area, if I did not make that clear. On Tuesday, that arrest warrant was issued for murder for DeJuan Anderson. DeJuan Anderson is currently at large. Again, she is the mother of the deceased. She's described as a black female, approximately 5'5", around 135 pounds. In her last known photo, which I have here, courtesy of the Louisville Metro Corrections Department, she had dark brown hair at that time, short, dark, very dark brown hair. Again, this is the last known official photo that we have of her. We're going to attempt to get better photos. We believe we can get another better photo. Again, she's from Georgia, and we're going to attempt to get a better photograph of her for you. DeJuan Anderson is last known to have been in the Echo Park area of Los Angeles, California. But since this investigation began, she's traveled to several locations west, including Houston, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, San Diego, and San Francisco. At this time, her whereabouts is unknown. So again, she's at large, and we're looking for the public's assistance in locating her. At this time, we can also identify, excuse me,
Right, Lisa.
identify the young man that was found in the suitcase.
I don't believe so, Veronica.
He was Cairo Amar Jordan. Cairo Amar Jordan was from Atlanta, Georgia, excuse me. He was 5 years old at the time of his death. And Cairo would have turned 6 this past Monday on October 24th. Again, Cairo Amar Jordan, he was 5, from Atlanta, Georgia. The Georgia Bureau of Investigations has assisted us in this case as well, and they have made contact with his family members after we were able to get more confirmation that the boy was in fact Cairo, which this investigation has a lot of twists and turns, a lot of information. It may sound like it just moves methodically based on the information I read. So please know that this probable cause affidavit that we'll hand out has a lot of information. That's still just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of information in this case. So realize that we're still not going to be able to answer every in and out of this investigation, but we're giving you as much as we possibly can, and we'll give you a copy of that probable cause affidavit. That probable cause affidavit is for Coleman.
Thank you, Miss Veronica. That's much
in
appreciated.
San Francisco, just a few days
Very
ago.
much so. Thank you.
That's
Thank
all the
you.
information I have at this time.
K-Dips. The suitcase was found in Washington County, right near the border of Indiana. He's been missing since April. Yeah. He was a 5-year-old boy. He had no identity until today. That's who he is. Yeah, I don't know what the relationship with Coleman is to the boy, whether it's just a friend of the mother or what, but I don't know. But that's the info, K-Dip.
So Ms. Coleman will be transported here to Indiana sometime within the next under 30 days, he will be here on Indiana soil to answer to those charges. Again, we need the public's help in locating the mother, Dewan Anderson.
Thank you, Mama Bear.
So if we're showing that photo, we'll have that photo for you to go out and hopefully a better photo. But we desperately want the public's help in finding her and bringing her to justice. This whole case is all about justice for Pyra. That's the only thing this case has ever been about. So I know there's been lots of questions.
Absolutely, K-Dip.
Why don't we do that? The investigators have a lot of information, and they all have their reasons. But the main reason is the integrity of this case, and so that justice is served. And so even some things that may seem obvious, that why wouldn't you do this? There are reasons why they can't. And if we have done some of those suggestions that come in from the public and from the media, it's very possible we wouldn't be standing here today. We would have nobody in handcuffs. We would have nobody in jail right now. Bringing them back for a trial. So just understand that there's always a reason. We don't take obviously anything lightly at all. It's a very serious investigation. Again, the department's held nothing back from this investigation for our detectives to be able to do what they need to do. So,
what the hell?
Having said that, that's all the information I have at this time. We can take a few moments, maybe for a few questions. Again, I'm not going to get into specifics. I've given you a lot, and I will give you the probable cause affidavit that you can look into. Sure. Again, I'll start at the beginning.
Good God.
The first arrest, Dawn, D-A-W-N, Elaine, E-L-A-I-N-E, Coleman, C-O-L-E-M-A-N. She was 40, from Shreveport, Louisiana. The mother and currently at large, Dewan, D-E-J-U-A-N-E. The middle name spelling, I'm not positive on the pronunciation.
I just did, Mama Bear. This is crazy. We're going to get into this, guys, afterwards.
A-N-D-E-R-S-O-N. 37, from Atlanta, Georgia. Cairo, Lamar, Jordan.
Yeah, seriously. It's crazy.
A-I-R-O A-M-M-A-R Jordan, J-O-R-D-A-N.
Wow.
And he is also from Atlanta, Georgia. Excuse me? I can't get into that right now. As far as I don't have all the specifics that we're going to get into, but not related physically that I know of.
I do not know, Miss Lisa. Yeah, wait till you hear what I read to you next, Lisa. You'll be really pissed.
That photo was provided by Louisville Metro Corrections. She was arrested by LMPD.
Yeah, they did, absolutely, Joey.
To this case beginning. So my knowledge is they were only here temporarily. I'm sure you guys will do your due diligence and look into the background.
This little boy was found in a Las Vegas suitcase. It was decorated like Las Vegas, the suitcase was.
The Georgia, yes, detectives from this agency have spoken.
Yes, Daryl Brooks guilty. We knew that was coming, guys. That shitty, it needs to go away forever.
We don't get into any comments about that are made, any statements, any witness statements or suspect statements. But she was arrested. She was interviewed as part of this investigation.
It is, Twinkles. Very much so.
Yeah, they weren't from this area. They were passing through. Again, when you guys do your due diligence and investigating backgrounds, you'll probably come up with some accurate.
I like this guy.
Why they may have been in this area.
A lot.
That would have been about the time of if I correctly, that would have been somewhere around the time of.
He's the one that put forth the effort to have him buried. He had his pastor do the service. 1 second, guys. Go ahead. Hello, dear. Hello. What's up? Doing my podcast. What are you doing?
They're both felonies. One is a level 1 felony, the other is a level 6 felony. So a level 1 felony is basically it's the most serious, other than murder, which is just listed as a felony. A level 1 felony is the most serious. I don't have the specifics right now of the maximum that could be seems
Right.
Again, lots of information. Some information is in the
Say that
public
again.
affidavit. We're not going to speak to that this morning. Again, it is an ongoing investigation. We're still looking for one, but there's a lot of information that you will have access to in the public cause affidavit. So we don't speak as an agency. It's our rule not to speak towards any statements or any notice, but we don't speak to any of that. The first two charges I listed, neglect, and obstruction of justice, those charges stand for both. We have a murder warrant listed for Dawn Anderson, the mother. Again, just information that's gathered. The detectives have gone through a lot of information, tons of interviews in the last few days. Lots of information come over and specialists to work with. So, as a whole, the information they have.
Right.
Our department.
That's supposed to KDIPS. That's why I downloaded. I like it.
And that's why they have probable cause for that murder. So, PC affidavit again has lots of information listed. You won't have the PC affidavit for Anderson because she is not in custody. That is
2 more days, maybe it's almost over.
But the other PC affidavit has lots of information. Again, that's just kind of the tip of the iceberg. We don't put everything, the whole case into the PC affidavit, just what's needed to establish probable cause.
Okay. All right. If you didn't want to do that,
I don't
or if you weren't
at this
doing
time
it.
have that information, but I don't have information saying that that's the case.
Yeah, I got you.
I don't have
Okay.
that information at this
No
time.
worries. You worry about that. Okay.
Right. Right. Again, we had a special tip line. We asked for tips. We got thousands of tips. Unfortunately, none of them were successful. To my knowledge, Cairo, or to our knowledge, Cairo was never listed as a missing person. He was not listed as a missing child. Nobody ever reported him missing. So that would have helped, obviously, had that information been in the system. So that's responsible. People who are responsible for his care locating, that's nothing we can control.
Well, they didn't communicate with me, so nobody said that. I don't know. Mm-hmm.
That's a very good question. Long story short, basically, that's where the body was located, and the way the law is written, it can stand at that location. We can assume things. We may have information from different locations, but in the end, the child's body was found deceased at that location. So yeah.
I really don't want that, but whatever. If that's what you want me to throw in there.
Again, we can't get into all the specifics of the case, but we can say that he was deceased. When he was.
I don't think there's enough barbecue sauce to mix in there. I really don't want that, but if that's what you want me to do, then I will.
Justice means bringing everybody who's responsible for this death here.
Yeah, I know. I don't think we have enough barbecue sauce for it anyway.
Justice served it through the court system. We want justice for Cairo. Many sleepless nights for our detectives and officers involved in this. It's not just our department, it's the Washington County Sheriff's Department was the first officer on scene. The gentleman who found him, the mushroom hunter, if you recall from the original news release, who found him, the whole community came together.
One burger.
Many of you were there for the funeral where he was laid to rest. And given the proper burial.
I can make it all too.
The recognition that we could, and the honor that we could for him at that time. So, justice, for everybody means bringing those responsible for his death. That's the way the public has been. Physical evidence, and again, I won't get into the exact physical evidence. The physical evidence led to suspects, and as the investigation continues, it all snowballs or expands.
There you go. That was nice.
I don't have the specific location where she was located, but
True.
Our detectives, our crime scene analysts, our crime scene technicians have a lot of advanced technology and systems at their use to to look in and utilize. Sometimes it's successful, sometimes it's not. But they had a lot of different technologies that they utilized. Specifically how they did that, I can't get into that. But just know that a lot of people were working on this case here, Indianapolis, all over, trying to assist in this.
You want son?
Say that one more time.
I love you.
I don't have specific information on the custody, legal custody, but obviously, the charges. We know that
I'm here.
he was with her. So, as far as who has physical, official legal custody, I believe that could be the case, but I don't have a specific answer for it. Right. Again, sometimes it's just like anything else. Things change. They may have information that's available, and over time that information can stop. Again, we don't get into specifics of how it was done, but they obviously were able to at least attempt to track or locate after they had an identity for a certain period of time. But at a certain point, that wasn't, they couldn't follow through with that anymore. They got them as close as they could. They did go to California and attempt to locate the last known area. They were assisted by
Right. I agree with that, Anna.
as well. Federal agencies, I need to mention that.
I just don't know. Wait till you guys hear this thing. I'm going to read to you after this. This is the biggest bullshit jargon I've ever seen in my life.
The technologies, whatever they were at that time, they used, sometimes it's available and sometimes it's not. Sometimes things change, and something we did have is no longer a source.
Amen to that,
I
Cat.
don't have information on that down, and I haven't spoken.
Guilty on all 76 counts. Amen. Thank the Lord. I hope he goes there for the rest of his life.
It's very early for me, just for anybody to say, that's not something that I would be a part of and be able to answer, in years.
Hold on, Lisa. I'll explain it to you from her side of things. It's a joke.
Well, we're not going to take a breath other than just
welcome, Renona.
Full stride on this investigation. So, yes, obviously, we've been, like I said at the beginning, bittersweet.
God bless this man, because this man is the one that made the funeral happen, the service for the little boy, everything.
We've wanted from the get-go to be able to say we've identified this child and we've identified suspects, and we realize it takes time. But in the whole scheme of things, 6 months later, when we started with nothing other than what was in front of us in the woods that evening, and nobody came forward with useful information. Not anybody's fault. Nobody could provide any information. Nobody that could provide information came forward. So they went from
Renona, this is the little boy that was found in the suitcase near Indiana in April, and nobody knew who he was. And his mother today is the press conference from it. Yes, another little angel, unfortunately. So that's what we're finding out about. Oh, thank you, Mama Bear, for that. I'll go ahead and finish playing it.
Having nothing other than what lay there in front of them to a lot of
I agree, Veronica.
And that really speaks well to Detective Houston.
I'm sure he threw a fit or some kind of display of bullshit that he does.
Everybody involved. Again, we don't get into specifics. You'll have information relied to you with the probable cause affidavit that will mention stuff, but we specifically don't mention that here. Again, there's numerous technologies that are out there. Some are very advanced, DNA technologies, those types of things. We have the technology within the United States Police for some of that, but there's even more advanced DNA technologies that were assisted by other agencies. Facial recognition technologies were utilized at one point by federal agencies. So again, multiple agencies assisted. Some of those have, especially the federal backing, they can do a lot of things that the state agency can't. So we were very thankful for that information and those abilities to help us.
Cool. He had to know that happened, or that was going to happen.
I mean, I can excuse me, I'm sorry. I can personally speak, and the sheriff wants to. I'm also from Washington County. It was my pastor who led the service, the funeral service for my church. So the community really came together. It was very emotional and traumatic. We had candlelight vigils, but it's impacted the community tremendously. Why is this child here? But Sheriff, would you like to say anything?
I can echo what you said. Very about that and how it's impacted the community and everybody coming together. And we appreciate, all the hours that's been spent by the Indiana State Police and other law enforcement agencies, to identify this child and to identify.
That's a fact, Lisa. 100%.
Suspects in custody at this time, and hopefully, with the help of the community, we'll be able to get the other suspects.
I know.
In a timely manner, so we can bring them both back here.
Piece of shit.
To bring some closure to this case.
Again, I can't get.
I think he did, Veronica. I think he did. So he was personally invested in this.
Listed in the probable cause affidavit that may assist you in some of those questions. But yes, it's very traumatic. Again, I started to say earlier, a lot of sleepless nights, especially by the detectives involved. Detective Busick has spent numerous hours, and not just Detective Busick, but he is the lead investigator and has done an outstanding job. But all the detectives involved and the people involved in this case, so much information to comb over, to read through, to scan, to watch, hours upon hours. And obviously, the people at the scene.
Yeah, I think it was taken down.
Unfolded before them that evening. Sheriff Miller's deputy was the first on the scene. Very traumatic, event for him. So it's affected.
Thanks for looking, though, Mama Bear. I appreciate that.
I don't have any more specific comments. I think that covers what we want to say here today. So, again, once we're done here, I will get the copies of the probable cause affidavit to each of you. But the number one thing at this point is we have a suspect that's at large. We have a murder warrant for DeJuan Anderson, and we need the public's help. No matter where you live, anywhere in the United States, possibly out of the country, we can use help locating her. So for Cairo, help us locate her for Cairo so justice can be served. Thank you. Sergeant Carey Hall, Careyhuls. Thank you.
All right, guys, that's it.
Breaking news on WFL.
Finally, we got some good news after the past 2 weeks of bullshit that we've gotten.
And now police say the mother.
Yes.
In the murder.
And a decent copper.
Yeah, see, that right there is a breath of fresh air. This is what this monster looks like. A close up of her. That's the mother. Okay.
Mm.
And I got something else that, thank you once again, Mama Bear. You guys are great with getting me information. I really, really appreciate that stuff, you guys. I really do. But this is his mother. Or whatever she is. Yeah, whatever she is. The woman that gave birth to him. I don't call her a mother for doing what she did, but
piece of dirt.
Yeah, that's pretty much it right
ankle there. As I like to call them, which is 3 feet lower than, yep.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Good way to put it, Miss Lisa. Good way to put it. What was I doing here? Oh, and here I am. Good to see me. Good to see me. Good to see me. Yes. The gutless mother runs away.
Yes, always. Of course.
Another Leilani Simon. Disgusting.
Yep, somebody that's happy to sit there and watch her child suffer, but runs when the police come after her.
Exactly. These women make me sick. They make me absolutely sick. Any parent, male or female, father or mother, that would ever remotely even let these thoughts run through their mind about a child like this makes me just want to. I don't even want to tell you what it makes me want to do. Don't even want to tell you.
Join the club.
All right, guys. So this is sad. Very sad. All right, this is what we got here. There's the monster, and that is a beautiful little boy. You guys, look another one. These children are so adorable and so beautiful. Look at this.
Wow.
Look at that guy. He's so cute.
She did not deserve him.
Educator, Georgia woman was ID'd as the mother of the child found in the rural Indiana State Police have felony murder. Yes. Yep, that's the suitcase he was found in. So you guys didn't know that. Here he is again, 5 years old now.
Well, look, he looks so happy in that picture.
I know. Wait till you hear this. So this was a post. I'm guessing it came out of her Facebook, which we can't find it now. It was taken down, I think. Yeah. But these are pictures. That's him. That's him.
Wow.
I mean, look at her. She just looks evil in her faces. You know what I mean? So
she should have put herself in the suitcase.
Yeah. Here we go. Okay. In likely an affidavit filed in Washington County Police revealed Facebook messages sent from Anderson, that's this lady here, sent from Anderson's account in December of 2021 related to reversal spells, exorcism, and hexing/cursing. Anderson often refers to her child as a demon.
Oh my God.
Other messages and posts on her public Facebook account detailed where Anderson said she had to heal and kill something. Anderson also claimed to have survived her son's death attacks, adding that
my God.
was able to weaken his powers through our blood. She said,
no.
Yeah. She says, I have his real name and he's 100 years old, Anderson said in a post on her public Twitter account, according to the affidavit. On March 18th of 2022, Anderson reportedly wrote, I can't wait to tell this story about the exorcism, a book about living with a demonic child, and a podcast.
She should go and join Laurie and Ted. Oh my God.
She purposely
The only demon in that house was her.
She did that to him on purpose, you guys. It wasn't even that he was sick. He got sick because she probably thought she was doing some kind of a fucking, excuse my language,
sacrifice.
Yeah, or some shit like that to him, thinking that he was a demon. Are you kidding me? What the fuck is wrong with these people?
Have a look who the real demon is.
I mean, look at her. Look at her face. Even in this picture here where she's holding him and looking at him, she's looking at him like he's not human. You know what I mean? She doesn't have it. I've looked at holding my kid. You look at him with a smile on your face. You're enjoying that. It's joy.
Yep.
These people are fucking. Oh my God. Thank you for that information.
Soul.
Yeah, I bet it did.
No soul in them eyes.
There's no soul. You're right. You are absolutely right. No soul. There is something
Soulless
wrong.
Bitch.
Garbage.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. They must have taken this down because I cannot find anything under her. Wait a minute. Unless it came up. Well, that's his cemetery plot. And I love the mark that they put on it. Before they knew his name, of a beloved little boy known but to God. That is beautiful. And I'm sure they left a spot for his name. This is just so sad. Trash. Nothing but trash. Wait, she had that on her. She had that on her Facebook.
Oh, yeah, she would have been following. I'd have no doubt about that.
Wow. Yeah, there's nothing. I can't find anything. They probably took it down.
And see, this is my other problem. If neighbours watched neighbours like they used to and care about each other,
Oh
how
yeah.
quick would that have, how quick would somebody have noticed that child is missing?
Back in our day, it would have been done quickly.
Oh,
Nowadays,
yep,
nobody pays attention anymore because it's been made to seem like it's not our business.
yep,
Uh, it, the world has changed and society is so much different now that it's not. Listen, I remember. I'm sure everybody's heard these stories a million and one times. Okay, when I was a kid, on in the summertime when there was no school, we'll just go with that. Okay,
mm-hmm,
I would get up at the crack of dawn, eat my breakfast, watch what a little bit of cartoons or something was ever on, and I was out the damn door. That's where I
yep,
was. My mother sent me out the door, and I would go
yep,
play. And we would play outside. There was no damn computers, cell phones, games, none of that bullshit, okay? And I'm
no,
running around playing with sticks and rocks and dirt and matchbox cars and G.I. Joe action figures, climbing trees, playing football, playing baseball. That's what we did, okay? And then lunchtime, my mother would yell. I'd come running. If I didn't come running, I got my ass whooped, period.
yep,
I would have my lunch, back out the door I went until the street lights came on. And then if I wasn't in the door when the street lights came on, my ass was whooped again. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this story is because in between all that time when I was out and about in the neighborhood or in the yard or doing whatever I was doing, everybody in my neighborhood knew who I was and they knew where I was at all times.
yep,
Since my mother knew all the other kids in the neighborhood. And if somebody's kid acted up at my house, I'm not going to say that my mother whooped their ass, but she threatened to, and my dad the same way, and they were stern with them. And my parents have sat people down when I was a kid and said, "You can sit for a while until you calm down." And at the same time, they're on the phone saying, "Hey, by the way, Jimmy got a little out of sorts today, and Jimmy got his ass whooped when he got home," and vice versa with me.
yep,
That's
yep.
how society should be still. It used to be, but it's not anymore.
Well, that's how I brought my kids up.
Same
And I
here.
always knew the neighbours, always noticed their
Yes.
children.
Yep. And it was just things were so much different, and it all started. I'm telling you, this is how it started when they started taking prayer out of schools. That was the first.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first thing I can remember. The Pledge of Allegiance changed. All of these things have changed over the years, where people have no respect for each other, no compassion, no care for people anymore. Nobody cares about each other. Everybody's about themselves
Yep, very
and
much
what
so.
their gain is going to be and what they can get out of life. Screw everybody else, because nobody's gonna care about me unless I care about me.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of the main reasons why I'm the type of person I am and why I project the things that I do because of that. Not that I'm going to bring that back all by myself,
No,
but if I project that to one person and that one person projects that same personality to another person, those people project it to three people. I'm hoping that we can get some of it back, guys, because that's what we need.
kindness costs nothing and it goes a long, long way. You could
Exactly.
actually change somebody's life in that split second of saying, hello, how are you? And just sit and listen for 2 seconds, 2 minutes
Thank
can
you.
change the course of where they're going.
That's who I am. You can ask Heather in here. That's how I've been since the day I started in here doing, even when I was doing the other type of streaming that I was doing. That's who I am. That's who I've always been, and I've always felt that we need society back to being the way it was. We need compassion back in our lives, everybody.
And COVID made it worse. It
Oh
just bring out the
yeah.
hatred and the anger in people, and it allowed that to come to the forefront.
Yep. Yes, that's a fact. That is a fact. It's sad. It's so sad. So that's why, if everybody wants to know why I am who I am and why I am in the way I am in here, you guys, because I truly believe in human compassion and love for others, and which Miss Lisa does too. By her name, you guys know who she is, and that's just how it is, guys. We don't need. We just don't need. It's so dark and evil anymore, and that's what's happening. Look how everybody's turning out. People like this with this child and this whole demon child bullshit, and people like Leilani Simon, the drug addicted. I mean, it's just sick, guys. It's all sick and it's sad.
I wonder what drugs this mother was on too.
Who knows? It sounds to me like she didn't have a steady home. She traveled all over the place. She came through Indiana and Washington and Los Angeles. They went looking for her. She's been in Vegas, they said, all over the place. So she's all over the place and drugged this child everywhere with her as if he was a piece of luggage. And as you've seen, where she left him.
Yep.
Like I said,
Pathetic.
unreal.
Yep.
So there it is, guys.
I
Tyrone.
stand for love, understanding, and forgiveness.
Right.
Not forgiving these people. Trust me, far from that.
There's
One,
nothing.
forgiving yourself, but holding on to hate and hurt makes you just as bad as the person you dislike. In fact, it consumes you.
It makes it worse sometimes. You're right.
Yep.
You're absolutely right.
You become that person.
Yes. Yes. Oh, do we ever dig it? What are you talking about, Twinkles, when you said that comment there? Sorry, I just saw it. Well, I kind of feel good that I put this out, that we know his name, and that, we can say prayers. I'm not throwing religion at anybody, but I do it anyway. You can say a prayer with his name in it now for him. And, that's just my thing right there.
Yep.
And, pray that God can help this woman and whoever else was involved in this, because God knows they need it.
Very much so.
Oh, no, I got you, Twinkles. I got you. Yeah. And that's the problem with society, everybody. And it's a fact. People do not have compassion for each other anymore, or each other's lives, or anything.
Or empathy.
No, empathy, nothing.
All the time of day to stop and say hello to somebody and ask how they are and legitimately mean, how are you?
How are you? You know how many times I'll walk past somebody and say hello and they just look at me in a store or something like that. I mean, it's like, I'm an asshole though. That's the difference. I'll turn around and say it to them until they respond to me. That's who I am.
Yeah, I get the same response. It's like you're going to rob them or something.
Mm-hmm.
I offered to help with their groceries in the car, and it's like, dear God, I'm not holding you up to steal your groceries. I'm legitimately asking to give you help.
That's it. I hold the door for people when we go into stores.
Yep.
I've same thing you just said. I do it all the time. It's people don't care anymore. People have no love in their hearts. David James is another one. Yeah, it is. It's a sign of the times. This man right here does more for people than he does for himself.
Mm-hmm.
It's all out of kindness, not because he wants something. It's all because of who he is and how he cares for people. That's why he's my friend.
But that's how it should be.
Right.
And the more you do it, the sad part is so many people are so scared of strangers asking them to help, or as you said, open the door for them or anything to help them with their groceries and that.
Yeah.
Because of how bad things have got.
Right.
But if you keep doing it, you will change them people.
That's it. That's why I'm doing it. That's why I do what I do. That's why I am the way I am. And I'm not going to change for anybody. And that's just who it is.
I've been like this since I was a teenager, and I'm not about to change now.
Me too. And I owe that to my mother. She raised me right. Her and my whole family is the same way. I was raised right. I don't judge people. I don't judge people unless they deserve to be judged. Okay, I'll put it that way, because I
Yep.
have judged people people like this woman, or like Leilani Simon, or just people like that I can't understand. That's where the
Well,
judgment
it's a
comes.
bit hard not to judge them, isn't it?
Right.
Because we can't comprehend doing that.
Welcome, Bonnie. Good to see you. And no, we don't. And that's the thing, is it's so much, and it's scary too. So much different.
Yep.
It's the generation that is moving into where we're at right now. I'm scared to
hmm
death. They do not have my kids, for instance. I mean, my kids are a little different because we raised them a certain way, but a lot of the kids that are in their generation, they don't have the ability. Like, my 16-year-old son does it, because if he doesn't, he gets kicked in the ass for not doing it. But if we're going into a grocery store and there's an older lady walking in front of us, or anybody for that matter, and he doesn't open the door for them, if he's standing in front of them and let them go ahead of him, he knows what I'm going to say to him. Okay.
hmm
But a lot of the people his age don't do things like that at all.
No. No.
They'll walk in, cut in front of me, and walk in the door real fast. Like,
Yep.
okay, thank you. You know, and people don't say
Yep.
please and thank you and hello and goodbye and I love you and any of that stuff anymore. And it makes
No.
no sense to me.
It
You
doesn't
know?
make sense to me either.
Okay, Veronica,
I
no worries.
still hug and kiss my kids goodbye, and they're all adults. They
Yep,
don't walk out the door unless I hug and kiss them.
that's how it is in my home too. My son goes
Yep.
to school at 6:30 every morning. He walks out the door, asks goodbye, have a great day, and I love you. Same back to me. He walks in
That's
the
it.
door. I missed you, Dad. I missed you too. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's just how it is.
Yep.
That's what's
It's the
wrong.
way it should be.
And the devil is in everything nowadays, guys. And again, I'm not trying to sound religious, but it's a fact.
It's
Everything,
also
it's
sorry.
true. So I don't know, man.
It's also about teaching your children respect for themselves.
Yep. And that's a fact. She's right. Because if they don't respect themselves, they will not respect anything else. Nothing.
No. Or anybody else. It also makes them stronger, gives them stronger character to have self-respect.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
And that's something else they don't teach anymore,
And
is the self-respect.
right. Sherry's right too. Morals and respect.
Yep.
There is, the morality has gone out the door years ago. It really has. There's no fear of consequences anymore with the newest generation of kids that are probably in their teens right now and younger. I would say there is no fear of consequence. There's no fear of like,
No.
they don't fear the police, because they know that at a certain age the police can't touch them, and that their parents no longer are allowed to discipline them physically. There's no consequence for anything, so they can do whatever they want.
I never had to physically discipline my children. I just looked at them. They knew as soon as I give them that look,
Well,
they didn't push it.
but a lot
Did
of
not
parents,
push it.
right? I didn't do it either, but a lot of parents will say or threaten that, and kids know that that's an empty threat, that nobody's ever going to do it to them. You know what I mean? That's the problem. So, shit. My grandmother.
I had
Listen,
one of those.
my grandmother was from the South, you guys, and I mean deep South. Okay, and my grandmother had a hickory tree in her yard, and the tree branches on these trees, by the way, were very flimsy and rubbery like. And this
Mm.
woman would tell me to go rip a branch off this tree and to bring it to her when I did something wrong. And if I brought in, like, I was a dumb kid, of course, and I would bring in these little dinky little fucking branches about this big, and she'd just look at me and she'd go, "Okay, we're gonna play that game." And she'd come out and come back in with an Indiana Jones whip that she pulled off the tree and whoop my ass with it. And she didn't hit my ass; she hit my legs and everything else. Okay,
Mm.
5 or 6 times, and believe me, it only took once or twice for her to do that to me, and I never pissed her off again.
Mm.
It's respect for the people that raise us is what it is. Yeah, hickory switch. That's what it was called to me, a hickory switch. My grandmother had a hickory switch, and my uncle was a barber, and he was from the South too. And he had a razor strap that he would use. One time I got it with that. Never again. Never again. It's respect. Sometimes
Hmm.
sometimes you have to have that. You know what I mean? They were raised that way and they didn't know any different other than to do those things. So that's what we got. But I have more respect
Yep.
for those people than I have for anybody in my life. I'm just telling you.
My father used to belt us
And
with a
that's,
studded belt, the old studs with the points on it. And
oh
it
God,
had 4 rows right across. Yeah, as I told you, my father was a drunk and abusive.
that's
So when
rough.
he'd go off, it was either the iron cord, the
Mm,
studded belt most of the time, and it used to cut you when
I
he'd
bet.
hit you with it. It did. Used to, I tell you, I never said anything wrong to him, but it made no difference.
Right. That's a
He,
different situation. Absolutely.
yeah,
And that's a fact too, radio. I know a lot of people that way. Radio says I grew up in a house where I didn't get yelled at or spanked and never got yelled, or I never yelled or spanked my kids either, and I'm just fine. And that's absolutely right.
mm,
And respect shouldn't be feared. That's a fact too. Thank you for saying that. I'm just
yep,
stating like things that some people have gone through and some people haven't. Okay. Um, I had a respect period for, my grandmother, my uncles, my aunts,
mm-hmm,
my mother and
yep,
father. My mother and father never really had to do anything physically to me. I had a fear of, they just scared me, period, because of the looks and the voice tones is what scared me. And I just
mm-hmm,
didn't want, it was more of, I don't want to say it was fear. It was more of a respect thing. I didn't want to disappoint them. You
yep,
know, that's what I
yep,
think it was. I think it was that
yeah,
I didn't want them to be disappointed in me. And I knew if by doing certain things they would be. And that was a letdown to me as well as them. So that's
yep,
where my thing came from with my parents. And my kids were raised kind of the same way. I mean, we've all threatened, I'll beat your butt or whatever, here and there. I never had to do it. Now, with
mm,
a couple of my kids, maybe I think I should have because they turned into buttheads per se. But my kids are very respectful. They're very responsible, other than two. And those two are just lost as far as I consider it. That's how I put it. That's how I leave it. And
mm,
they followed their mother, and that's how that worked out. But the rest of them are very good kids. Well, adults. They have their children are very good. My grandchildren, they all have their job. They have jobs. They're responsible. I mean, it's just the way of the world, and they have respect for other people.
yep,
They give. They don't take. They give. Same way we were. I give what I have. I don't try to take from people. It's not all about what I can get out of life. It's what I can give to make somebody else's life better. That's how I am.
mm,
Um, and that's the way more people need to be, but they're not. And that's the sad thing right now.
yep. I was blessed that all my whole 6 children were really good kids and excelled in school. Didn't give me, they gave me very little problems, except the usual teenage stuff, wanting boyfriends, etc., etc. But
But yeah,
other from that, they were really good kids.
see,
Never had to belt my kids.
right. Teenagers are a different story. That's a test right there. That's a whole test right there. Because if you can make it through teenage years, and I did with 5 boys, I think you're an amazing person.
I did with 2 boys and 4 girls.
I almost
Give
think
me
that's
boys
worse.
any day.
4 girls, no way. I had 2
Yep.
girls and 5 boys, and 2 girls, nope, 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 nope. One girl was like, no, 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 no. I'd never do that again. I'll just put it that way.
It's funny because after the first 2 went through their teenage years, I said to the other 2 when they changed, I know the aliens come and picked you up last night, so I've got you for the next few years, and then they'll bring my daughter back.
Yep,
Because
yep,
I believe that's how it goes.
exactly. Thank you, Miss Heather. Once again, yes, kids are a joy, though, you guys. And people complain
Oh,
about
yeah.
kids and their teenagers and this and that. But I'll tell you what, and I'll be honest with you, when all my kids moved out, I it was weird. I felt lonely. I kind of got
Yep.
that empty nest syndrome thing going on, and I still have one at home. I
Mm.
got so comfortable and so used to the whole family like chaos that went on around me in my life, and it was just like I liked it. It was weird and sick, but I liked it. I did,
Yep.
and I
Me
still
too.
do. You know, with one child here, it's so quiet,
Yep.
and I sit around sometimes, kind of like, and he does. He's 16, so he doesn't bother with us too much anymore. Um, he does his own thing, and he hides in his own. Well, in my den, it became his room, but he hides back there or his bedroom, and he does his own thing. He's on his phone. He's watching his shows.
Mm.
He watches his own special YouTube shows, and he does this and does that. And sometimes I'm just like, hey, you want to come watch a movie with me and mom? Well, what are you gonna watch? And I'll tell him, no, I'm fine. So then it turns into, hey, you're gonna come in here and watch a movie with me and your mom. And then I get the, oh, really? I don't want to watch this stupid stuff. And then, anyway. So yeah, I mean, teenagers are teenagers. And when he's home for the summer, everybody says that too. Oh, I can't wait till school starts so these kids can get out of my hair and go back in this and that. I miss him when he's gone. When he's home for the summer, we kind of hang out. We have a
Mm.
lot of the same likes, and we watch TV and we go outside and do stuff together and this and that. When he's gone, I'm lonely again. So I get it.
Yeah, it's funny, because I still get in my car and I'll be driving along and talk because I'm so used to having one of my kids in the car with me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll actually start talking to them and I'll be talking away and then suddenly look over and, oh, wait, they're not here.
Yeah.
Nobody's in the car with me. And I'm sure people drive past me and go, oh, yeah, there's a Looney Tune. We'll just drive past.
Yeah.
But look, I was best friends with my children in the teenage years.
Yeah.
And I believe you can be best friends with your child, providing you're a parent first
That's
and
right.
always.
That's it right
You
there.
never change out of that role. And I
Nope.
didn't. They knew the boundaries of mum, and there was no give as a friend either.
Right.
So, and I learnt so much from my children, and I still do. They teach me so much.
Yep.
Even the mistakes I made, they're good at telling me the mistakes I made. But we did that like when they were younger.
Mm-hmm.
We would once a month, because we always had dinner at the dinner table.
Mm-hmm.
And they got to offload once a month and tell me or give me constructive criticism, providing it was constructive,
Sure.
which they were allowed to do, which worked out really well.
That's a good thing because we're not perfect, guys. And I've said it
No,
before multiple times when I've been in here doing this, that kids do not come with a set of instructions.
no.
And when it's your first one, especially, oh shit, what do? You do the best you can do. You do what you know. We learn from our parents, and sometimes some of us have not had the best childhoods, and we have to let that go and come up with our own parenting skills and hope that they're the right decisions and that we do the right things. And of course, we're going to make mistakes as parents. That's what it's all about. The thing is learning from your mistakes and continuing to grow as a person and a parent. Okay. Which I've learned from my own mother. My mother's going to be 70 years old in March. I'm 48 years old and she's still parenting me, and I'm okay with that. I want her to do that. Just as I'm still parenting my kids. It never stops. As long as your parents are alive and as long as your children are alive, you guys know what I'm trying to say. As long as it's all still there, it continues to go on until we're gone, guys. We continue learning. We start learning and growing from the moment we take our first breath until the moment we take our last breath. And that's just the way life is. And I'm grateful.
And enjoy your parents while you have them.
Exactly. I'm so grateful. So grateful to have my mom and dad still. I am. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying it's a blessing. It really is. And I take every day and conversation that I have with her to heart. I call her every morning. I have coffee. We watch the news and talk about things and do this and do that. I'm grateful for that. I am. I wish I could get over to see her more often, but I talk to her every day. You know what I mean? And that's an important thing to me. So
it is.
What was that saying there? Sorry. Balance school calendar, so every 9 weeks they get 2 weeks off. We just have, but yeah, we don't get fall break here. I've never heard of that until just recently. Shoot, excuse me, guys. I need to use the big boys' room. I'll be right back.
Okie dokies. I was reading somebody's comment and I lost train of thought. Sorry, guys. No, you're right, Twinkle Star. There is no guaranteed tomorrow. So you have to love your family while you got them. I lost my mum and dad and my sister within under 12 months of each other, actually. It was in the space of 3 months, actually, thinking about it. Oh, that's great, Sherry. And that's true too, Denise. Family is whoever you called family. Oh, it's all good, Twinkle Star. My mum had Alzheimer's and was getting worse and worse. I looked after her until she passed. And I've never seen a lady look so relieved and more beautiful as what she did after she passed. It was like the weight of the world lifted off her shoulders. And I knew she was no longer in pain. But I talk to her every day. Oh, no. I'm sorry, Denise. So very sorry, hun. By his boss, that's horrible. I'm so very sorry, hun.
Oh yeah, yes. I'm sorry about
It's
that.
an awful disease, Mama Bear. It really is. Watching them slowly lose their memory and everything.
That's how that all happened with Angie, my friend Angie. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was blessed to have worked in aged care home for a couple of years before my mum got it. I actually picked up that she had it. So I was actually well prepared to look after her, thank God.
It's a good thing.
You're right, Denise.
Yes, 100%. Denise.
Everybody should, instead of
Trying to run through it.
not having time for one another.
Right.
I can't today, I'm busy. I can't today, I'm busy. And today never comes. And I actually learnt that from a neighbour of my mother's who kept asking me to come around for coffee. And I kept saying to him, yeah, I'll get there. And he actually had a car accident down on the corner and died instantly. So I vowed and declare I would never say that again to
Thank you,
anybody.
I was just sent something. This is sad. Pixie, PI. Where'd this come from, Heather? Is this from Twitter? It looks, or maybe it's Facebook. Anyway,
I pray they don't, Mama Bear. I really do. Sorry.
you're fine. You're fine. Little boy in Suitcase identified on his 6th birthday as Cairo Jordan. Correct. Today, my heart was broken into a million pieces. His father announced that Cairo was murdered April 14th of 2022 by his mom, Dewani Anderson, who abducted him in 2017 during a custody battle. Wow.
Oh, my God. It just keeps getting worse.
This is so sad.
Wow.
This poor man. So, it was known that, okay, I'm sorry to the father.
I'm glad you got justice, Denise. So glad.
Vincent Jordan is the father. Good Lord.
Wow.
And she just took him from his father and everything. Another one that didn't have a chance from the time he was born.
Unbelievable.
It is. It is so sad.
Why did she think it was her God-given right to take him?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't
Why
understand
did
it.
she think she had more rights to him than what the father did? Wow, that just...
Okay, I'll read this to you guys. The rest of it, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Today, my heart was broken into a million pieces. I got a call from an officer telling me that my 5-year-old son, Cairo Jordan, who ironically turned 6 today, was murdered by his mother, Dewan Anderson, in Indiana, April 14th of 2022. It's October 25th, his birthday, and they are just now notifying me about his death. Me and my family have spent the past 3 years looking for Dewan in Cairo. She took him away at the beginning of our custody battle back in 2017. She threatened to call. Go
That
ahead.
explains all her moving around.
Absolutely. She was running.
Yeah.
Where did it go? I lost my spot.
Sorry.
Oh, you're okay. Don't apologize. She threatened to call the police on me for coming to pick him up on an agreed weekend. She never showed up in court, and it's killing me because that weekend is the last time I seen my baby boy.
Mm.
I swear, y'all don't know the pain. As a father, I feel defeated. This was the only thing I feared on this earth. This sick, but a bitch smothered my son, put his body in a suitcase, and threw him on the side of the road like effing trash outside of Salem, Indiana. The unidentified little boy who was found in a suitcase is my son, Cairo Jordan. His story has been on CNN and other news platforms for the past 6 months. And the whole time it's my child, OMFG. Boy, when I tell you I'm sick to my stomach, everyone knows how I am about my kids. And I never thought, sorry, I never thought I would have got that call today. This is a parent's worst nightmare. Choose your mate wisely, y'all. It's deeper than just baby mama, baby daddy drama. Rest in heaven, Cairo. I love you, son.
That's not fair. That's not bloody fair.
No, it's not. Unbelievable.
My heart breaks for that man.
Yeah.
There are good fathers out there.
Yes, there are. That's exactly. Thank you, Sherry, for saying that. Children belong to God. We don't have the right to harm them.
No, we don't. And yep, these people have to face God's judgment, the greatest judgment of all at the end of the day.
One second, guys. I'll be right with you.
Yeah, right. That's so wrong. I can't comprehend a woman that takes her baby, runs off with him, just to do that to him. Did she honestly think? Oh, I don't know what she thinks. In her sick mind, she probably thought she was getting him back.
More than likely. Sorry about that.
That's what I reckon. The same as the little auntie. I think. Look,
Either that or
people saying that. Oh no, why would they harm the child and not just go and harm him? Look, I know women get that angry with their exes that they do harm their children because they look like them or because they remind them of them, so they take it out on the child.
that's a fact. It is. My ex-wife, had issues with my son and was harder on him than the other kids because
Mm.
she hated me, and she even admitted at one time that there were things that he did that made her mad because it reminded her of me.
Mm.
And she only hated me because I had her card, and I knew who she was the whole time we were together, and it was not a good person, and I called her out on it, so that's why she didn't like me. So it happens. It does, and it's sad.
Look, I hated my ex, as you know the reasons why.
Oh, absolutely.
And not once could I ever look at my children and take it out on them.
Right. You don't do
Could
that.
never do that. No.
I've never understood a woman, especially a woman that bears a child, that doesn't have a bond with that child. That, I mean, every woman I've ever seen or known of. I mean, there's been a couple that have been questionable to me, but
Mm.
they carry that child for 9 months. There's a bond that is that a bond that a father. I've always been jealous of that too. There's a bond that a father could never have with a child that a mother has. That can't be broken. That can't be changed. That can't be made better by a father. It can't happen. You know,
Yep.
unless we can one day carry a baby, which I would gladly do for my wife
Mhm.
at any time if I could. I would have done it for her, just to watch her not go through that pain because it was rough on her with this one. But I'd do it. I'd have no bearing, no problem doing it at all. But we can't. Okay,
Mm.
it's not yet. I'm sure the way technology is, one day we probably will be able to. God knows. But anyway, I just don't understand these women that don't have that bond. It doesn't make any sense. There's something up here that is completely wrong. Completely.
Mm. Yep. For
I
sure.
I just feel so bad for that man after reading that. I really do.
Me too. My heart goes out to him.
That has to be the worst feeling in the world. The worst. Could never imagine that. I'm so grateful, and I thank God every day for my kids, my grandkids, the love of my life, my wife. I love my family. It's just amazing to me. So, and all you guys too. You guys are amazing, beautiful people as well. I'm very lucky to have what I have. Very grateful. That's right there, Sherry. That's a fact. My daughter, it goes the other way too, guys. My oldest
Yeah.
daughter's about 30 years old, looks just like my ex-wife, just like she's her twin. She even makes facial expressions and like voices, certain like verbal expressions, and it's like
Mm.
sometimes it drives me nuts. But I love her to pieces. I would never want to hurt her or be angry at her because she looks and sounds like her mother. Come on now.
She had no say in it.
Right. It's not their
The
fault.
children don't have a say in it.
They don't ask to be born at all.
No.
We're
No.
just lucky enough for them to be born. It's a privilege, you guys, to have kids, and people take that and throw it out the window like it's nothing. Makes me sick.
Yeah, I do know that, Red Eggles.
I'm getting ready to say I have heard of that, but that's a medical issue, you know, and that's but they still don't go kill their kids. They have issues, and they try very hard. I've heard and read different things about that. These women, it bothers these women that have those, the attachment disorders and things like that. It drives them insane, a lot of them, because they want that bond.
That's what I'm trying to. Sorry, that's what I'm trying to work out too, Heather. Or was he reported missing? Sorry.
For what? You don't have to apologize, Miss Lisa. Stop saying sorry. He was.
Okay, you got me.
Mhm. I don't think that's true though. Yeah, if she was seeing him as a demon, she had some kind of mental detachment going on, obviously.
Oh, is it just a setup so she can claim she was insane at the time?
Hmm. The whole last part of the comment, though, is I can't wait to tell this story about the exorcism and living with a demonic baby. Are you kidding me?
But that's what I mean. It's a good way of trying to claim insanity, isn't it?
Yeah, good luck
When
with
you
that.
think about it.
Oh, it's the same scenario with Leilani, too. I say what all the time, Mama Bear? I know. If you're going to say I say I'm sorry all the time, I know. That's why I said it to Miss Lisa. He's telling me not to say sorry all the time, too. Just like Doug and everybody else. I can't help
It's
it.
everybody tells me not to say sorry all the time. So for once, I got somebody else.
Right, right. It's my fault. Um,
Oh, see, yeah, that too.
sorry, sorry.
Stop it. We're as
Yeah,
bad as one another.
I know, I know. I agree with you, Denise. It was premeditated. It's definitely not. No, she's not gonna get away with that one. I promise you. After listening to that police officer or whatever he was, that was the state patrol for Indiana. He ain't gonna let that happen. There's no way in hell that they're gonna let that happen.
And that's what I believe too, Denise. She did it for a story and to
Oh,
claim insanity. I didn't know what I was doing.
well, she said,
I,
"I can't wait to tell this story and do a podcast." Sounds like she's trying to get famous. Period.
oh, well, she's famous now, isn't she? All for the wrong reasons. Famously locked away for the rest of her life.
Wait till she gets to prison and they find out what she did.
Oh, yeah. She'll be more than famous then.
Yeah, especially in a woman's prison, because there's a lot of women in there that would love to be out of prison with their babies, or a lot of women that can't have children that are in prison. They're going to make an
Yep.
example out of that one. I promise you that much. They'll have to keep her in protective custody. There's no way in hell that she'll be able to be out in general population because they will unalive her very quickly.
Yeah,
That's just
there's another one I hope and pray gets what she give Cairo for the rest of her life while she's in prison, and I hope Cairo haunts her for the rest of her life.
Oh, he will. He will.
Mm.
Circus lawyer and the man.
Maybe she can hire Daryl Brooks to be her lawyer. There's a good idea.
Yeah, they need to put her and him and Leilani and Billy Ho all in the same prison cell together. Leave them in there for about 3 hours and see what happens.
Yep.
That's my opinion. Just saying. Oh, Lord, what a day. So much sadness. So much sadness.
Mm-hmm.
Unreal.
Nobody's going to call in.
Yes. Does anybody want to call in? Let me
We
put my
won't bite.
call in. Give us your thoughts. Give us your theories. Well, there really isn't a theory on this, but give us your thoughts and what you think about this, guys. We'd love to hear it. 234-703-4047. Please give me a call. That's a fact, Miss Twinkles. That is a fact.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. I agree, Denise, on that too.
Come on, guys. Call him now.
Oh, the bat phone.
Sounded like that auntie got.
Mm-hmm. No worries, Denise. No worries. Oh, wow. What a mess. Well, like I said, if anything good came out of this today, we know his name. He's actually officially at rest now, I think. At least he should be.
I have no doubt he led them to her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And God bless the detectives on that case, because you know that they did not falter with this. I got to give props to the police department, the
Yep.
detectives, everybody that was involved in this case, because they did not let this go. He did not let this go. He was personally involved in it. As he said, his pastor did the service for the funeral, everything. I mean, he was, God bless him. I mean, that's amazing.
Yep. And Box Elder and a few of the others could learn so much from him.
Oh, good Lord, they could, especially Box Elder.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah, I get it.
That's how police work is done, policeman
Mm-hmm.
and Box Elder. Look and learn.
That's sad. And again, God bless the hunter, the gentleman that found him. Thank God that he didn't just sit out there and rot
Yeah.
away. Nothing. Thank the Lord for that man that found him. I'm sure it was traumatizing, but regardless, things happen for a reason the way they did. And the little guy had 5 years on this horrible planet with these horrible people, and
Mm-hmm.
went home to God where he belongs. So sad.
Yep.
But there's closure, and I hope I'm going to be watching that trial when that comes about. I hope to God they
Yeah,
catch
me too.
that woman soon. I hope they do. I want to know what the relationship is with the other woman.
Yeah, I'd like to know that too. Are they a couple or what?
Right. Was it that, or was she just a friend, or we'll find out soon, I'm sure.
Mm,
Crazy, crazy, crazy. Now we just need a little bit of good news in regards to Quentin. A little bit of good news for Deborah.
bye, radio gods.
Bye, radio. Have a great day. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
The YouTube streets. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, you will. I'll be driving along.
Right. That's it.
Take
Yeah.
care, hun.
Just cross your fingers, guys, that we get good news on those stories soon. We really need it.
Yeah,
It's been a bad couple
sure
weeks.
do.
Really has been a bad couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous.
Well, at least we've got two decent outcomes. Daryl Brooks was found guilty.
Actually, kind of three.
Co-
Well, not really. The third one's not really it. There's closure, but it's not decent, I should say. But go ahead. At least I'm sorry.
No, now I'm thinking, who have I missed?
I was just saying, Jalissa's case was closed,
Yes,
but
yes, sadly.
it was a
And
sad.
it's funny because I kept wondering if she had run off the road somewhere.
Well, here's
And
my.
do you realise, sorry to cut you off then, do you realise that wasn't where she was found, wasn't that far off? If you watched AWP's when they went searching for her and
They
the
broke down on the freeway
yeah,
up on the hill. I know. I caught that
yeah,
the day that I saw that, and Doug was standing there looking over
yeah,
that area. You know
yeah,
what I mean? And that's a weird, creepy thought too. But yeah,
yep,
it's funny you brought that up. I was going to say something about that a while back, and I forgot about it. But when AWP, because I watched all their videos, when they went
mm,
and looked for her, they were moving the RV from one part to the
yeah,
other part of the water, and they broke down right in that area,
yep.
right there where that overlook was going off the cliff, where she was basically down there the whole time. And it's like, wow, that's weird.
Well,
But yeah,
that would be Doug and them
yeah,
that stopped there. How weird is that?
it's very, very, it's they were drawn. Well, they broke down, but Doug was probably drawn there to get out. And look, it's just that kind of energy. You know what I mean?
And then the copper was drawn there.
Yes, yes. She wanted to be found.
Yep. She sure did. She didn't want her family to keep going through that.
Exactly. She wanted to be found. That's the way I believe.
See, love always wins.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Always.
It's a fact. I believe in higher powers for a reason. They direct
Me
us in
too.
the directions we need to go through our whole life. What the hell is that? Oh, okay. Wow, that's weird. I watched another one this morning, by the way, guys, that I had
Oh,
nothing,
Denise.
no clue about. Denise says, oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Enjoy. Yes,
I am really so sorry, Denise.
absolutely. We all are. I was
God
watching,
bless you, hun.
who was it that, Jules this morning. I was watching one of her videos. Now,
Mm.
I didn't know about this case, but I went back, and I guess some of you guys probably did. There was a little boy named, I had his name on the tip of my tongue, and it's gone. He was found hanging from his, a swing set.
Swing set? Yep.
Yes. I watched her
Yep.
video this morning about that, and I was like, whoa,
Mm-hmm.
interesting. That one caught my attention, too. So go
And they
check.
reckon he did it to himself.
They,
Yeah. BS.
no, he definitely didn't. Nope,
Not
nope.
in a million years.
No. Jules was pretty good with that one. She put out a good video on that. Go watch it. Check it out, guys. It's very interesting. I'm going to be looking into that a little bit more. Yeah, it is crazy, Mama Bear.
That's a case that got me that angry. I ended up throwing something on the ground. I was that angry when I first heard that.
He couldn't have. There's no way in hell that that kid did that to him with the whole belt thing, his arms being. No, come on.
No. And
Anyway,
the thing over his head, the bag over his head, and the string that was used. No.
Yep. Nope.
Not in a million years. No.
Jules, what's the rest of her channel name, guys? Somebody give it to me so Heather can drop the link.
I'm trying to think of it.
It's something with Jules. Damn it. She comes in here all the time.
Yeah.
Hey,
Another Day with Jules.
Is that it?
Is that it? Another Day with Jules.
Okay, see real quick. Yeah, the first day was weird. I think I was meant to watch it because I turned my TV on this morning, which of course my one TV is always stuck on YouTube. Imagine that. I'm just saying.
I don't know what normal TV is anymore.
Yeah, I don't either.
I have my computer going all the time.
Yeah, if my computer's not on, my wife even says that. She's like, doesn't your computer get enough YouTube time that the TV's got to be stuck on it too? That's it right there. Thank you, Twinkles. Jules of all trades.
That's it. Sorry.
Somebody's calling me.
I have this brain that remembers, and then in that split second, my brain just runs off and goes la 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 la, and it's forgotten.
Hello, Miss Raynona. You're on the air with the Dago and Lisa. How are you?
How are you?
We
I'm
are
fine.
good to know.
I'm just giving a little of my wisdom.
Well, let's hear it. I'd love to hear it.
We need to get our children and grandchildren back to church.
Yes.
I
If
agree.
not that, then Bible study and prayer every night.
I agree. I agree with the church thing for sure.
And I grew up Lutheran, and I don't know what I'd have done if I didn't have my church, because my home was, would get violent.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was an alcoholic, and my mom became blind when I was a little girl, so I had to grow up and start taking care of house. So I didn't have much time to fool around.
Right.
I came home from high school and I went right to work, because there was always a dish full of dirty dishes in the sink.
So you were the lady.
And I didn't do.
You were the lady of the house
And I
then.
didn't. I had to take care of Mama.
Absolutely.
I fixed her breakfast, and then when I had a job, if I could make it home at noon to fix her a little lunch, and then I get hop back in the car, and that's how I spent my half hour lunch.
Right.
I was driving home, checking on Mom, and coming back. So
God bless you.
And then when I got off work, I didn't daddle around anywhere because I had to go home.
Right.
So take care of the yard, and I cut grass, half an acre with a push mower.
Good
Yep.
Lord.
Done that. Yep.
Do all that stuff.
Been there, done that
Good
too.
old push. Yeah, good old push mower.
Take care of the house, the yard, and Mom, and a job. And that, when I hit the bed at night, I was tired.
I bet.
Yeah.
That's a fact, Heather.
Yeah.
Miss Heather
So,
says.
and
Miss Heather says that Renona is a badass. She's a strong lady and has been through a lot. That's a fact. We know that.
and the fact that I signed for my first house at 18.
Wow.
Many people buy a house at 18.
Not too many.
Yeah. And I was surprised they had me do it, but Mom had gotten some blind money insurance
Mm-hmm.
on her policy when she lost. They finally paid her some money for her losing her eyesight.
Okay.
And she took the money and she said, "Let's find a house," because we was tired of renting.
Right.
And so I went out looking, and I was talking to my uncle and aunt. They said, "Well, there's a house for sale just 2 blocks over." They said, "Let's go over and look at it."
Right.
So I went over and looked at it. I said, "Okay, this is fine." that was a half acre.
There you go.
So, but I was not expecting signing for a house at 18.
I'll bet not. That's not normal, really.
Well, Mom had to have another signature on
Gotcha.
the deed.
Right.
So they picked me. My brothers wouldn't sign, and my dad wouldn't sign. So it was me. And I stepped up and did it. So, but
Yeah. There you
I
go.
remember a lot of hard times, but it was my church that really brought me up. My faith was just reinforced
Right.
with my faith in church.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people put down churches, but a lot of times there's a lot of good ones out there.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
And I just think we need to bring God back in the home.
That's a fact. I agree.
For sure.
And
Me too.
yeah, so, and I just think and you got grandchildren, if they're not making to the Sunday school and church on Sunday, well, you get your own little butt up,
Mm-hmm.
and you go over and grab them kids, and you're going to go to church, and then maybe you might take them out for lunch afterwards, or take them home and eat and feed them.
Right.
Yep.
That could give their lazy parents a day off.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Yep. 100%.
But it's an idea, and even when I was just me and Mom, I would go over my grandma's house and take her lunch
Right.
on Sunday after church. So I stayed pretty grounded.
It sounds like it. It sounds like you
Yep.
stayed busy.
Yeah, I took care of a lot of stuff.
Right.
making that house payment every month though was something else.
I'll bet. Yeah.
We didn't want to lose the house.
No. That's the last thing you
And
wanted.
people, that's when wages was $1.35.
Yes, it was way different back then.
Yeah.
So that made it even harder, I'm sure.
And I just took all my pay just to make the house payment. And luckily, Daddy at that time was sending money home so we could buy groceries and pay the electric
Right.
and the gas bill.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah. So, but that's just the way I grew up. And I remember when I was little, when I had the grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
We would go to church, and then on Sunday afternoon, we'd go over to Grandma's or Grandpa's on one side of the family or the other.
Right.
And we would have Sunday dinner.
Yep.
And I really missed that.
I bet.
Really missed that.
Yeah.
There's no one to have Sunday dinner with no more.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, yeah, that's when my daughter comes over and picks me up, and we go out to Cracker Barrel.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's good. I love Cracker Barrel.
I just thought I'd reminisce a little bit and talk about how it was back in the old days.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm older than you.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I'm 72.
Well, that's not too much older.
Well, it's amazing what a few years difference it is.
Yeah, well.
I noticed things were changing when I was growing up.
Oh, definitely, yes.
I noticed people were getting more lax.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, boy, I get in trouble at school. I got it there. And then that was the Board of Education. Did you ever meet the Board of Education?
I did. Yes, I did.
Yes, okay. But I just thought I'd mention the Board of Education.
Yes, ma'am.
Not funny.
No.
And one time everybody in class got it. And that's the only reason I got the Board of Education, because the whole class got it.
The whole class got it, yes.
Somebody did some drawing on the chalkboard of something really nasty about the teacher.
Oh,
and
okay.
She didn't like it.
Right.
And nobody would confess who did it. So the whole class.
The whole class got it, right. I got you.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I just, those, and then you got it at home too.
Oh, absolutely.
By the time
yes.
you got home.
Yes.
So, at school and then at home.
Yeah, anytime I got paddled at school, I got paddled at home. Either way.
Yeah, so. But I kind of wish the old days would come back.
I agree with you.
I really do. I mean, I remember playing out in my yard and not having to worry about somebody taking off with me,
Right.
Yep.
I'm sitting there. I'm on my little rope swing that I had hanging from a tree. No playground equipment for this child.
No, we
play
didn't.
Houses either.
I didn't have that stuff either. I played with whatever I could find laying around the yard.
Yeah. So, and I would just be out there for an hour or two, just swinging from the tree limb.
Right.
Because I had no.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I grew up without playmates. There was nobody to play with.
Oh, that's not fun.
That's kind of sad, but that's true.
It is.
No, my twin brother would not play with me because I was a girl.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that happens.
That kind of nonsense, So, well, I just thought I'd reminisce a little bit.
Well, we appreciate it. I appreciate you calling in.
Sure do.
But no, you too was sounding lonesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for fixing that. I appreciate it. I always love to hear your voice.
Okay. You take care.
Yes, ma'am. You too. Have a great day, and we'll see you back in the chat.
Thank you, sweetheart.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, Lisa.
Bye, love. Thank you for all that. That was lovely.
Yeah, well, maybe it was stirring people's memories about their own childhood.
Exactly.
Yep, and I agree with that 100%.
Anymore.
Yeah,
And that's a blessing because some people lose their memories.
that's right. It is a blessing to have that.
Yep. All right, you take care.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye. Well, thank you so much for calling, Miss Raynona. She's so sweet.
She's lovely.
I always like to hear from her. And yes, thank you for calling in, Raynona. Okay. Let's see here. So, anybody else like to call in and give us your thoughts or anything on this at all? Thank you, Miss Heather. Well, I'll tell you what, Heather stays busy, doesn't she?
Yep,
Yeah,
she does. She
Yeah,
does a fantastic job.
she does. She's amazing. I love her. Yeah, Denise's case is horrifying. It really is.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of I've been told a lot of it. It's horrifying. It really, really, really is. It's sad. Very disgusting.
It just blows my mind.
Yeah, it's horrible. Very horrible. I feel bad every time she brings it up. I feel bad for her over and over again. I just can't help it. That's a
But
fact.
see, reading that, like opening the family business with assault with deadly weapon
Mm-hmm.
on all them, it's failure after failure after failure.
Yes, the whole thing was very sad. Look it up a little bit. I've read quite a bit on it. It's really
Yeah, I'm
sick.
going to.
Really sick. That's a fact, Templar. That's a fact.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Yeah, I feel very, very bad for Denise's situation. It was just that whole thing is just beyond a level of understanding. Very sad, very disgusting. And like you said, failure after failure after failure.
Yeah,
The ball.
like how many warning signs do they need?
Right. Thank you. That's exactly it. Absolutely, Twinkles. Anybody is welcome to call in. Please, please do.
Yep, please do.
Call the. I
Wow,
guess.
35 years committing crimes. Wow.
Yeah.
God.
And she had to once again suffer for it.
Yep. And you're telling me nobody saw him escalating?
Yeah, that's my thought. That's exactly what I thought. Like, how did nobody see that? You know what I mean?
Oh, of course they did.
Right. They just chose not to say anything or do anything about it.
Yep.
Yeah, hello, you're on the air with Dago and Lisa. Oh, can you hear? 1 second.
Can't hear.
All right, let's try it again. There we go. Can you hear us?
Hello.
Barely, but I can hear you.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
So I have a question.
Okay.
I have a question. Okay, sorry, I'm really soft-spoken.
I see that. That's okay.
Okay, my question, I like these cases that we've been going over. I lose sleep over this, and I don't know how to cope with it?
What was that? I'm sorry.
She said she's very soft spoken. She said that the cases that we've been going over, and she says she loses sleep over it, which we all do, and she asks
Yep.
how we cope with it, and it's a good question, Twinkle.
By putting your faith in God, that He will give the answers that are needed.
That's pretty much it right there.
Because there's nothing else you can do.
Right. Here's the thing. We don't have to do this. Okay, Twinkles. We don't have to do what we do right here. Nobody says that we do, but I do it because, as I've said before, I want to help people, and I'm a retired fireman, all that stuff. I enjoyed helping people. I grew up in a home that was full of, I still do, medical people that helped people, and it's just part of my lifestyle, and I've always been that way. And it's just my way of doing this here is another way of me going back to being able to help somebody, in my mind at least, and in my heart, by being a voice for the voiceless, as we always say. So that's one of the ways that I cope with it. What Lisa said is 100% true. But knowing that I'm doing something to help someone that can't help themselves anymore is very important to me as well. Like Brandy says in the chat right there, everyone needs a voice, and that's what we are. And we choose to do this because of that. And if it's like, and Heather just said too, sometimes you have to pull yourself away from watching and reading this. We all have to take breaks. Every one of us does. I've done it. Lisa's done it.
Yep.
Heather knows I've taken a couple different breaks. Lisa knows I've taken breaks. You have to walk away from it sometimes, and you have to tell yourself this is not your fault, that you can't fix everything, and you have no control over these things, that all we can do is what we do. That's it. And put your faith in God, that God will find the answers that we're looking for.
That's some good advice. Thank you.
Absolutely. And God,
welcome.
I appreciate you being here with us every time that we're here. Same with over at Doug's and Lisa's channels and Crime and Justice and all of that. We all appreciate having you here. And the fact that you're here says a whole lot. It says that you want to help too. But you cannot let it get so deep on you that it affects you that way, though. But we all lose sleep over it. I promise you that. You're not the only one. I bet you everyone in this chat has been sleepless at least one night over some of this stuff.
Yeah, that's why I knew I could ask.
Absolutely.
For sure. And just remember, love, the only person you control is yourself. You can't control these people or anything to do with the case. So
right.
That is probably the best way to deal with it, knowing the difference, that you can pray for these victims, but you can't control the outcome.
That's right. That is a fact.
Sure. Well, thank you both very much. I really appreciate you both, and just much love to you all.
Same to you. Same to you.
Much
And thanks
love
so much
to you,
for calling.
sweetheart.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yes, ma'am. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Oh, Lord, she is so soft-spoken. I could barely hear her. But I understand what she's saying. I know everybody in this chat, whether it's at any given point, and on at least one of these cases has lost sleep over some of this. I know I have. We both know I have. I know you have. So it's a normal thing. But like Heather said, you have to walk away from it sometimes. You have to let yourself what's the word? You have to let yourself degress from it and just walk away, period. You have to give yourself a break. It's not, like I said, it's not something we have to do. You don't have to apologize for being so soft-spoken. It's quite okay. Like Miss Heather said, you sound so sweet. And you're very welcome for the advice. Like I said, what Miss Lisa said is the best advice. That's the best advice all the way around. But, you know, just take it into account. Go ahead.
Sorry, can I
No.
just say something, Twinkle Star? Don't ever be afraid to speak up, love, if you're not coping or you don't know how to cope with something. By all means, contact one of us.
Mm-hmm.
We'll happily help you through it. We'll
Absolutely.
happily give you advice. Anyone in the chat here will be there for you.
Absolutely.
100%.
That's what we're here for. That's why we're a family.
100%.
We have each other's backs all the way up and down, inside out, any which way you can think of. If it comes to that, especially, don't ever think twice. You can call that number at any given time and reach any of us.
Yep.
Thank you, Miss Heather. You can reach me via my email if you're on Twitter. That phone number, anything if you need to contact me, or any one of us for that matter. It happens. It happens. I have had my days. I've had weeks. It's been rough. It's not easy stuff.
We all need somebody at some point to help
Right.
us through things.
That's right. You are
And I would hate to think that anybody here would be too scared or worried about what they would look like by asking or speaking up. By all means, do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If we can't be here for one another, then shouldn't be here at all.
That's a fact. That is a fact. That's what we're here for.
Have to look after each other first.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, that's good, Heather. Melatonin is good.
Yeah, it's a natural remedy. If you haven't tried it, Twinkles, melatonin. It's a natural chemical that your body expresses, and sometimes you just need a little bit more. And they have very low milligrams that you can get anywhere, dollar store, any drugstore. She uses it. Okay, gotcha. Sometimes
I
maybe
use it. Doesn't have any effect on me, but anyway.
but you might have to just up the dose a little bit, Twinkles, or like I said, just walk away and clear your mind. Don't feel like you have to keep watching this all the time or being involved in it. Just take a break from it. It's it's hard for me to do. I'll put it that way, but it's a thing I've had to force myself to do. So thank you, Heather.
Here's another way of looking at it too. There mightn't be justice here on earth, but sooner or later there is justice. In the end of their life, they face the biggest judge of all.
Yep, that's a fact.
It's only our need for justice here.
That's right. That's right. We're looking for answers to try to find a way to help to solve what's going on in certain situations. We can't give all the answers, obviously. We can't give what's the word I'm trying to think of? We cannot Jesus.
We want answers to help us understand why these things happen.
There's that too. Yeah, that's the biggest part of it, guys, because
yep,
as these things progress, if you pay attention, we all sit here and go, what? What is this? Because we don't understand these things because we're not people like that. These people are not like us, and that's why it's so hard for us to deal with it sometimes. But again, if we don't do it, and it just goes, and we let it be as it is. It is what it is, it's I know this doesn't make sense. I'm trying to say something that's not coming out the right way, but I know most people probably know what I'm saying. God bless you as well, Twinkles. Right, and that's true too. So that's the thing Denise says. We can find certain aspects, but can't solve them for sure, and those are facts. Thank you, Denise. Yeah, I've lost sleep. Believe me, I've lost sleep over the Summer Wells case. I've lost sleep over Dylan. I have lost sleep over this Quentin case. Actually, quite often. The most recent one, I should say, is the one that's really hit me. Kylie Rodney hit me really hard.
Oh,
That one,
yeah, that did. Yep.
I really lost a lot of sleep on that one because I spent hours
Mm.
upon hours upon hours trying to figure that out. And then when it got all weird and twisty like it did, it made it worse. So, and initially when this case came out about Cairo, the one we just went over, that bothered me quite a bit too because I couldn't imagine how somebody could do that. That's what I lost sleep over. So, that means you're human and that you have a soul. That's why that happens.
Yep.
Right. I agree with you, Denise. That's a horrible thing. It'll never make sense. It never will. That
No,
will
it
never
just,
ever make sense to anybody. Boy, Heather is full of wisdom today. That's beautiful, Heather. It's a positive thing alone to shine light on these stories for the victims. They deserve to have a voice. That's a fact.
for sure.
It's a fact because somebody took that voice away from them for no reason. So that's where we step in and fix that for them.
Not only that, do it in hope that in some of these cases it jars somebody's memory that they seen something and
Yeah.
just thought nothing of it, and then maybe they might wake up and go, oh God, I do remember seeing that person, or I do remember them, in
Yep.
hope that it helps solve other cases.
And the other thing that we do is a lot of these cases, if you don't notice, if they go cold, and that can't happen.
Yep.
That's what we're here to avoid and to make stop happening, because if we don't do it, they go cold, they get forgotten about. And you've seen it even with these most recent cases we've been doing. It happens quickly. So Doug is definitely an advocate against that. He can't stand that, and he's all over that. That's why he has not let any of this stuff go, because it has to happen. And that's funny that you said that, Veronica, because I've been told that by multiple people. I looked mad when they gave the ruling on Kylie's case. I was very mad, very mad. I think everybody knew that. My wife and my kids knew that I was pissed about that one. I'm still mad about it, because I know it's not true. So, but yeah, that's funny you said that, because I was very mad that day. I think you knew that, Lisa, more than anybody, because I acted. I was pissed. Still mad, but not as bad. Oh, there was more to it. Okay.
You can't control something you have no control over.
Gotcha. And the computer froze. Yeah. Yeah. I was definitely mad. But that's the fact. I had to come to realization that I can't control it. I can't change it. I have nothing to do with any of it. So I had to let it go a little bit. A little. I'm never going to let it all the way go until the real truth comes out. Then I'll let it go. But we know how that goes. So it is what it is.
You've got to maybe accept that the truth will never be out, because the families there are protecting them all. And don't start me on all that, because I get angry about that, about parents thinking it's the rite of passage for their children to go out drinking and partying because they did it. Wow, good on you, parents. Good for you. You survived.
Right. Not everybody will.
And then to think, okay, my child can go out and party and drug, and don't tell me half these parents don't know their children are drugging. Knowing that they're driving out there, that they're going to get in that same car and drive home and could possibly kill somebody else's family. Because they're drink driving. I'm sorry, if that was my daughter, God forbid, that would never be my daughter, because I wouldn't allow a 16-year-old out to a party. Sorry.
No, right.
But if it was my child, I'm sorry, I would want ads to use her to warn other children. I would want her name. I would want people to learn from her passing. Sorry.
Yep. A learning experience. That's right.
Yep.
That's exactly. Well, in this, for instance, that's what Candace wants to come out of Dylan's case, because I think Candace, in some ways, has accepted what the outcome is going to be for Dylan. She just wants the justice to come out the right way, and she wants to be able to push forward and make this a learning experience, so this doesn't happen to more people. The
Yep.
whole thing with Fox Elder being the shithole police force that they are, and the fact that they've done nothing but lie and drop the ball the whole time, and they've done nothing to improve their actions. It's a learning experience. She's putting it out there as that. She's gonna something good should always come from something bad, guys. Something, just period. And that's
Even if it's even if it's to change Box Elder themselves in the way they investigate and the things they do.
Right.
For these cases is an improvement, isn't it?
Yes. And you don't have to apologize, Twinkles, because Lindsay Neiman is off-putting to everybody. Everybody. Nobody feels the same way she does about anything she has said. Nobody agrees with her. Everybody thinks that there's something wrong with her, and I'm 100% behind that.
Yeah, I found it a little weird.
Very, very weird. And you're right, David.
I would keep the children close to me that was, or the last one that was with my child, but I'm sorry, I wouldn't be hugging her and all the rest of it. Trust me.
That got very weird to me too. Like,
yeah,
somebody else was talking about it, and it even the whole embracing and the hugging, it almost had a sexual tone to it, which really kind of freaked me out. Okay. Somebody else pointed that out to me too, and as I went back and watched,
it weirded me out.
Yes, very strange. Very strange. I agree, Veronica.
And the push for her, it's an accident, it's an accident. Personally, as a mother, I'd want the truth, not just what I could accept in my head.
Just like the father and grandfather do. They want the truth, and the mother should want the same thing, not just to let it go. And I think that she's letting it go because it's going to make her look like an asshole for letting her child go to that party, and it's going to come off as being her fault, and she doesn't want to deal with that. So, thank you.
You know what? Guilt is a horrible thing.
It is. But you know what?
Because as much as you want to make it all perfect and that, and trust me, I live with guilt every day about what happened to my children.
Right.
But I have a healthy guilt.
Right.
I learned how to make it healthy. But trust me.
Go ahead. I got this.
But trust me, her way, her guilt will catch up to her.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, your mom mentioned that. All right, whatever. I'll get it out. If you want any signs, then let me know. Yeah, I don't have anything yet, so
no child should have access to them drugs.
Message your mom and ask her what side she would want, because I have no idea what goes with that.
All that alcohol on top of having access to her own vehicle to drive. That's just ridiculous. Just makes me angry. I'm sorry.
Make homemade fries. That way.
And then to top it off, Mum just goes to sleep.
Yeah, I believe.
You're not muted, Joe.
Yeah, I planned on it. That's what I usually do.
Oh yeah, they have changed so much.
No, you don't. Yeah, I know how to. With the thing that we have, it only takes 25 minutes to.
Not only that, parents have given their children too much free range.
I made one before.
And allowed them to make adult choices.
And Be right with you.
You too. Yeah, thank you. That's better. Yeah, it does scare me, this world. Sadly. Oh, it's probably the wrong way. It scares me for where and what is going to happen to our younger generation now. Yeah, that's sad, Narcan. It's sad to think that's what we've come to, having to carry Narcan around. Not that it's hit here yet, but it won't take long. Yeah, I agree with that, Denise. I 100% agree with that. No, they don't. Unfortunately. And unfortunately, things won't change unless we make a change. And unless we all stand together to get them changes through, the system will all remain the same. Yeah, Veronica, I worry about my grandchildren. Yep, that's what I would do, keep it in the car. But it's sad that it's come to that. And then you think of the sick people that are making that fentanyl to look like lollies, for God's sakes. Like, how sick are they? Yep. That is how they walk free. I was actually talking to my daughter about fentanyl. She has 2 children, 2 boys. One's 6 and one's 4. And I was talking to her and explaining it to her. And like I said to her, it won't be long before we had the same problem here, trust me. No, it's not worth picking up anything.
Sorry about that, my God. Sorry about that. One of my kids called, and anyway.
No, you're right. Hang on for a sec. Denise, what law's that? Is that the one where they can't be held on bond or something?
Are you talking about in Georgia?
No, Illinois.
Oh, because I know Georgia has something like that going on too.
Is that what it is? They can't be held on bond or something
Yeah,
like that?
for so much
I
time.
do vaguely.
I think there's a 72-hour hold. A lot of places have, and they can hold you for suspicion or something like that for 72 hours in a lot of places. what you're talking about, I believe, is no longer valid in certain states, and they cannot do it now. Which is what the problem was with.
Yes, it's for murder and rape.
Yeah, right. It's kind of shitty. Sorry. Yep, that's it right there.
Yeah, I did hear about that, and it blew my mind when I heard about it.
It's ridiculous.
And I think that was last week when I heard about it, actually. I can't remember what I was watching.
No, Mike Talk Show. I'm a former retired firefighter or medic. I wanted to be a cop. Just didn't happen. My grandfather, my uncle, and my father,
Yeah.
my father were.
It's ridiculous.
They should be able-
Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, there's certain charges that I feel that you should not be able to bond out on. Period. Like if
Oh,
there's
yes, because I'm sure a murderer's going to bond out and say, yeah, I'll just safely sit around and wait for my court case and not take off. Really?
yeah. Hey Holly, good to see you, hon. Thanks for jumping in. Yeah, and that's the thing is that's why you have to look at the case. There should be no bond for certain. You know, if you're suspected of murder or child murder, abduction, no.
No.
Nope. There should be no bond for those types of charges. Period. I'm sorry.
But that's the same as
It is, Mike. I agree.
if your child goes missing and they suspect you did it. I'm sorry, they should be locked up until they say where they are.
Well,
sorry.
Just for instance, even Candace said this in regards to Dylan's case. They never questioned her or Justin, and those are the first two people you should question in a scenario like that. That's what's wrong with the system right now is things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I absolutely agree with what Talk Show says. The bond system is the worst idea ever. We didn't have that back in the days. You know when they would. The real deal, trial by jury, but all that old stuff like that. There was no bond. You went to jail until you went to court and you did your thing. You got your sentence right then and there, and it was done. That's what's wrong. That's why people are committing crimes like they are, because they know how the justice system works. Oh, it's so irritating and frustrating at the same time. It's ridiculous. You're right about that too, Mike. They treated Dylan's case as if he was a runaway. It was ridiculous. He's 19 years old. Where's he running to?
That's it.
Where's he going? He ain't got nowhere he has to be. You know what I mean? It's stupid.
He had his own farm. Why is he running away from his own farm, for God's sakes?
Yep.
He wasn't married. He didn't have to go home to anybody. I know he didn't live there all the time, but he still didn't have to go home to anybody. He didn't have to answer to anybody. So what's he running from?
Nothing. That's why it's so stupid. They want to see if it works out.
If it works out.
It's destroying more families. She's right.
Yeah.
That's a fact. You guys are wise today. All of you guys are wise. Every one of you guys are spitting facts, guys, and I appreciate it. I do.
But this is what gets me. They want to see if it works out, but they're putting everybody else at risk, not themselves.
Right.
And then when they go and kill somebody or seriously injure somebody, they go, oh, well, that didn't work.
And then it's too late. Right.
Yep.
I understand it.
And yes, we do need justice for Dylan. We need to find Dylan.
Yeah, they do. And I've been thinking about that one a lot. In the Delphi case, I finally found my evidence. Proves Kleins were never involved with murder of the girls. FBI agent Wendy Osborne cleared them. I got interview and articles now to prove it. Very interesting, sir. Good to know. I'd be interested. I'd be interested to have you come on up here one of these days and talk about it if you'd want to do that. We'd all love to hear about it, sir. Yeah. Don't even get me started on that one, Mike. Don't even get me started on that one.
No,
I am still so pissed off about that one. That's a huge screw up. And
that's right, Denise.
I've come to the conclusion that in a lot of these cases that Ellie is screwing up, and in turn, instead of just coming out and saying they made a mistake and fixing it, they just let it go, and they make it worse by doing that. And then in the end, they almost have no choice but to rule it out as what it is, so that they don't look bad. That's not the answer. I'm sorry.
All over ego and pride, they double down.
That's it. That's exactly it.
And it seems to be happening more and more.
Yeah. More and more cases it's happening, and the more that we think it's going to get better, it seems like it gets worse with every case, and it definitely happens more often. I've been waiting to hear back from her, Heather. I haven't touched back on the Kylie's case because I said I wasn't going to. If you can hear me, I'm trying to remember what her name was. I would definitely like to hear from you some more. Ryan Zion, that was the name. If you can hear me, I'd love to hear from you again. I appreciate it if you could call in or get a hold of me in any way. I'd love to talk to you some more. I have some more questions for you. So if you can, please do.
Yeah, Aiden is such a sad case. Such a strange case too.
Yeah, it is another weird one and very, very, very strange. I was hoping we made progress. Yeah, I agree, Squirrel. I really do. And that's what I'm kind of worried about is now that snow is coming and the weather's changing, it's going to get worse. It really is. Overall, I know you're an ex-firefighter. Kylie death proved no drowning ever occurred, and I call that, yeah. Here's my problem with that. Since we're talking about it again, there was no water. There was no water in her stomach, and very, 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 very little fluid in her lungs. She didn't drown. She didn't drown. That's a fact. She didn't drown. She was deceased before she entered the water. I'm sorry. Her stomach would have been full of water, and she would have had a lot more fluid in her lungs than what she did. So she didn't drown. I'm sorry. And
what are you apologizing for? You didn't do it.
Well, I apologize to people because I'm not trying to shove my theory down their throats, but facts are facts. That was the one thing I was looking for when the autopsy report came out. I wanted to see badly how much fluid was in her stomach and her lungs. There was none in her stomach. That's wrong.
What I was waiting for.
That's wrong.
That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah, that's completely wrong. I can't. I'll be right back. Gotta go shopping. I'll leave comment. Email. We plan live. Yes, sir. All right, Mike. Thanks for jumping in, brother. I appreciate you. Have a great day. Enjoy your shopping. But yeah, I apologize because I don't want people to think I'm shoving my theories down their throat. We all have the right to our opinions and thoughts. It's just that I know, we all know, there's just no way that she drowned with no water in her stomach. I'm sorry. And there was very, very, very little in her lungs. So it's not enough for a drowning. I apologize for that's what I'm apologizing about, is that I really feel strongly about that, and some people don't. So
no,
what's up?
With you on that.
Where are we at there? Yes, Twinkles, I agree. Trying to catch up, guys. I'm sorry. Yes, Holly, I agree with that too. Molly, again, yes. Every one of you guys, you're on. Yeah, we're on track together. That doesn't want to admit that he ever. Wait, that doesn't want to admit what he did, never had, and never will.
No, the pieces of shit usually don't.
Yeah.
They're always the victim. Just ask them and they'll tell you. Daryl Brooks is a good example of that.
AWP video came out. Respected. Wait, what video are you talking about, T?
He's talking about Kylie Rodney's video.
Did they come out with another video finally? The rest of
No,
it?
no. He said, I suspected foul play from the day AWP. And then it goes on to say AW didn't read the one above it.
Oh, okay. Don't get me excited like that.
I did the same thing.
Right. Thanks. Thanks, T. I appreciate that, though. Either way. Yeah, I got excited for a minute. Like, they really released it? Come on. Let's go, guys, right now.
Have a great day, Heather.
Yes,
Thanks,
Miss Heather.
sweetheart.
Thanks for everything you do, as always, hon. I'll see you tomorrow or later on tonight.
Bye,
The Truckee way is, yes, it is, Molly. That's exactly what it is. The Truckee way is the
Yeah.
problem.
Let's see if they do come out on the 1st of November.
I'm curious to see if there's going to be something else released. I really am. All right, Mom.
Me too.
Yeah, we're going to be
Mama Bear.
bringing it down anyway, guys. Everybody's starting to fall off anywho, but and I've been on here for a while. I got to get things ready for my son to come home too. So
God bless you all,
yes,
Take care.
everybody. Miss Lisa, thank you so much as always for being up here. I appreciate you and love you.
You're more than welcome. Love you too.
Your theories are always wonderful. Your opinions are wonderful. Just love having you up here. So thank you so much.
You're more than welcome.
Yes, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. As
will.
Everybody, I hope you all have a great rest of your day as well.
Love you all.
Bye-bye. And Squirrel, Raynona, Molly, Bonnie, Mama Bear, Twinkles, Daisy, Veronica, Miss Heather, Miss Brandy, Denise, wow, T2 2014. All you guys have a great rest of your day. Again, guys, thanks so much for your input, for your support, everything you do for my channel. Again, I love you guys to death. Moderators, amazing as always. Thank you so much for what you do and what you always do. Guys, again, enjoy your day. I'll either see you tonight or tomorrow. I love you guys to death. Don't forget to love yourselves and love each other, guys, because that's all we got. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.